I'm Nate Puterball, their sports update. Baseball action last night saw Sal Stewart blast 2 homers and drive in 4 runs to lead the Cincinnati Reds past the Pirates 8-7. That series continues this evening at 6:40 with Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds taking on Braxton Ashcraft. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The Arizona Diamondbacks scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to blow past the Guardians 4-1 last night in Cleveland. Cleveland drops to 3 games back in the AL Central. They square off again tonight at 7:15 with Parcer Messick taking on the Diamondbacks' Cole Drake. Columbus Crew SC are in action tonight. They're in Florida to take on Inter Miami. Kickoff is at 7:30. And Detroit, it's the Rocket Classic at Detroit Golf Club. There's a 3-way tie atop the leaderboard heading into the weekend with Cameron Young, Patrick Cantley, and Patrick Fishburne at 10 under. Matt Wallace and Ricky Fowler sit just a stroke back with over a dozen more golfers within 3 strokes. Breaking sports news by Evans The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
The Fan is live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. The Fan Sports Day of the Week. Oh, this is some clever branding. Here's your host. Place name here.
Place that name here. Hey, I'll tell you this. Taylor Swift's got a blank space. She'll write my name. Maybe not anymore. Anyway, I'm Tito Jeff Dunn. To my right, Jacob Rhymer. Nate back there running things. Good morning, Nate.
Morning. Nice you guys to be here. Good to see you.
It's wonderful to be here.
I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Not really any reason.
Why is that? Just
so like with the other job, I take time off to do this.
Uh-huh.
And it's just I was taking so much time off. It's like, you know what? I got to dial back. I got to save my time off for Vegas coming up in September.
Understand completely.
Yes, of course you do. Of course you do.
Going to Vegas in September?
Every year we go to Vegas in September.
Oh,
Me and
nice.
the Temple of Doom and Dave's brother Brian. That's like how I've heard of them. With the 3 of us go every year. We usually go. We'll go in September. We will go usually mid-September around that time.
So is this going to be after the Texas game?
No, we're going to be out there for the Texas game. We are going to leave on Wednesday night and then come home Monday afternoon, which is way too long to be in Vegas. And there'll be a point in time where I'm like, God,
I spent way too much money here.
Yeah, I've lost too much.
I've lost too much.
Or maybe it'll be maybe it'll be the greatest, the greatest night NASA's ever had. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, that comes up. We do that. And last year we went out there and it was like week 2 of NFL, week 3 of college football. But
you see, I was thinking it was just like you're going to Vegas like before and like getting it out before college football gets started. But
nope.
No.
By the way, I think the high tomorrow on Monday in Vegas, the high I believe is 116.
Ew.
Low of 90.
Oh my gosh. That just sounds miserable.
That's going to be a little warm. Yeah.
So what's it like in September there?
It'll be 90s.
Yeah.
90, maybe it might push 100, but we don't spend a ton of time outside unless we're walking to the next casino we want to go to. That's about the only time we don't. And on Saturdays and Sundays, we're pretty much locked in there into the casino, and we don't usually leave after that. So big show lineup for you today. We will have Ya Highness on at 10:30 a.m. He'll give us his latest, what's going on with him, his bets. He's got a new show coming out, too. He's going to talk about that. Tim May at 11:30. Hey, Tim May! He was boots on the ground in Chicago. We'll hear about everything that went on there. Tyler Danburg joins us at 12:30. We've got lots to talk about, too, with college football, college basketball, NFL, all this kind of crap. Reds beat the Pirates 8-7. They play tonight at 6:40 at Great American Ballpark. Guards of the D-backs 4-1. Today they play at 7:15. Actually, tonight at 7:15. Every time I say D-backs, I worry I'm going to say a wrong thing. 45 years ago, MTV started up.
Yeah?
That was a big deal back then. Nate, it probably matters to you. It does not matter to Rhymer.
No, I don't watch much
I wasn't
MTV.
alive when it started, but I did. There was still music on MTV I was growing up.
That was a big deal. I remember it happening. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Bugles was the first video played there. But yes, MTV, when they played music, was really cool. Also, I don't know if you guys talked about this in either of your other platforms, which you display yourselves, your beautiful voices and faces, but Thursday was the last Thursday of the calendar year where we won't have football. Did you realize that?
I think I think Beamer told me that.
Every Thursday, the rest of the calendar year, we will have some form of football. Now, granted, the next few weeks will be crappy football because it's preseason NFL, but nonetheless, it's still football.
Yeah, because
does the Hall of Fame game count as football?
Isn't it Panthers Cardinals?
It is Panthers,
Because
Cardinals, yes.
I blew Beamer away by saying, rematch of the 2015 NFC Championship game.
That's amazing. You knew that off the top of your head. Good for you on that one.
Cam Newton, baby.
Yes, that's
Isn't
what that
that
is.
impressive for me being a basketball junkie?
That really is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very impressive by you to know that one.
Larry Fitzgerald, because the game before that was the Packers and Cardinals game that was like a bonkers ending.
Yes.
With
You're
Larry
right.
Fitzgerald
Look at you.
running like 80 yards.
Larry Fitzgerald's stat, by the way, the most impressive stat of his career is he has more career tackles than drop passes.
That's actually ridiculous.
More career tackles than drop passes.
That is actually ridiculous. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That is quite insane.
What's more insane, that or that Jim Harbaugh has more rushing yards than Bo Jackson in the NFL?
What?
Jim Harbaugh rushed for more yards in his NFL career than Bo Jackson did. I'm telling you,
Really?
I'm just blowing your mind today. That's what it is right
I
there.
don't believe
I
that's
should
a
end the
real
show.
stat.
Look it up. Look up Jim Harbaugh's career
Fine,
NFL
I'll do
rushing
some
yards.
work.
Fine, thank you, Nate. Jeez, finally. Anyway, yes. So he has, I believe, that Jim Harbaugh has more rushing yards in his career than Edward Bo Jackson.
Okay. I have Jim Harbaugh up right here.
All right, what do you got?
26,288 career rushing.
Those are
Wait, no,
passing
that's
yards.
passing.
If
Yeah,
it
that's
was
passing.
rushing yards, that's
Yeah.
why we got Nate doing it. God, Nate.
Jim Harbaugh,
2,000.
2787.
Yes.
Okay.
Bo Jackson, 2782.
Yes. 5 more rushing yards, Jim
Five
Harbaugh,
more
than
rushing
Bo Jackson.
yards. That's ridiculous, man.
Tell me about it. I know it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So,
Goodness.
anyway.
Goodness.
Thad Matta was on the show with yesterday with T-Bone and Tyvus.
How awesome is that?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And when I first saw they were on, I was thinking, I wonder if this means like they just had some kind of fake thing, like when Common Man has the Queen of England on his show.
Oh,
or something like that. I was like, hey, is it a fake thing or not? No, they really had him on though. And one of the things he said, and we'll play some sound for that right now. Again, this is all from T-Bone and Tyvus. Like I say it one time, and now go to hell. Don't say it every time we play sound. So I'm going to give them credit once, and that's it. But Ohio State did announce they're going to play Butler in an exhibition game on Sunday, October 25th at the Schottenstein Center. I called it the Thad Matta Classic.
That's what I did.
Did you do the same thing?
Yes, I said Thad Matta Bowl.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh, it's the Diebler Bowl.
Well, okay, fine. But it's.
I see
I
both
understand.
angles of
Yes,
that.
I
but
get it.
Thad was the head coach at both places.
Here is Thad on T-Bone and Tyvus talking about how the OSU Butler exhibition game came together.
You know, it was kind of funny because Jake had always asked me to come back over there, and I said, "There's no way I'm coming back over there and playing a game." And he said, "Well, let's do an exhibition game." And so it had been in the works for a while, and I'm excited to see it. It should be a great early season contest. Now these exhibition games have taken on lives of their own. It's amazing what's going on now in the preseason.
Thad will always have a special place in the hearts of Buckeye fans. For what he did here.
Absolutely.
It's I know it didn't end the way he probably wanted it to, and he had the health issues and all of that. But I think as now we've gotten further and further away from it, and this is no disrespect meant to Chris Holtman, but to quote the great Cinderella rock band from the MTV era, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I think that's the case. Like, Thad, God, it was so good having him here. He did such
Yeah.
great things here.
Yeah. Gosh, that was how many 30-win teams?
I know.
Constantly competing for Big Ten championships.
Yep.
It always felt like they were playing on that Sunday game right before the selection show, and then you maybe got confetti falling on them, or you still see the cut to them during the selection show.
It was really weird. It's really weird. So watching Ohio State basketball the second weekend of March.
When that happens again, hopefully it does in the near future. That's going
I
to feel
know.
so weird, but
It was-
I'm going to be so excited when that day finally comes.
Companies like Mr. Mulch and Ohio Mulch, they probably noticed a change in their business once Thad left. Like, we were never busy this second weekend in March. Now all of a sudden, these orders are coming in now. And now it's going to hopefully it changes again where it's like, wait, we did this much last year. Why aren't we doing that much this year? Because hopefully Ohio State's still playing.
Yeah.
We had 2 other cuts I was going to play, but I'm only going to play one. I'm not going to play the one about Matt Sylvester, Big Pasty, I like to call him, on drawing of that play. But I do want to hear Thad talk about his favorite moment at Ohio State.
That game against Illinois was a defining moment for our tenure at Ohio State, and that was year one. Year two, we win the Big Ten. Year three, we play for the national championship, and then we just went on a heck of a roll there.
Flex.
And but that shot by Matt was still to this day. I still get the picture in my office at home, and that was a moment that I will never ever forget.
Yes, that play the against that undefeated Illinois, number one team in the country, D. Brown-led Illinois Fighting Illini. Did they play for the Natty that year against North Carolina? Is that what happened?
Yes, it was, and they lost that game.
They lost that game. Of course they did.
Big Sean May, Raymond
yes.
Felton.
Big Sean May. What a great NBA career he had. But anyway, and Felton too, whatever, though. That's it's okay. They were good college players. That's what they were.
Exactly.
They were really good college players. That's all that counted. You're right.
That's all that comes through Carolina. It's just good college players.
You can't be a great NBA player in college, right?
Right, exactly.
All right. Anyway, Thad, though, yes, that year. And I remember, so what year was that?
2005.
2005. My
20-12.
Oldest son, so from the first administration, he was 4.5 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was friends of the first wife's best friends. Her parents were in town from Illinois. And they were talking smack to my 4.5-year-old son about Illinois and Ohio State. Now, I wanted that. Think how pathetic that is.
Yeah.
Why? It was like a 50, 60-year-old man. Well, like, oh, we're going to beat you guys today, aren't we? Ha, ha, ha. That kind of stuff. Like my son's 4.5. And Ohio State won that game.
Oh, he's got to be rubbing it right back in his face.
That's the thing. He wasn't smart enough to know he's supposed to rub it in their face.
Yeah.
He was just so excited that Big Pasty made the shot, but it was like he didn't grasp he was supposed to be in their face.
Yeah.
I hate when adults do that.
Back to the exhibition real quick getting announced. It's awesome.
Yep.
And like we're both on the same page of it being the Thad Matta Bowl.
Yeah.
But now that Thad is gone, because you hear that cut of him not ever wanting to come back here, which gave me some major Roy Williams and Kansas vibes, which makes sense, like with how things ended. Like I wouldn't want to come back here while I was still coaching another job. But now that he's gone and we have this set up as an exhibition, maybe it's kind of like the CareSource Invitational and it's like a feeler of like, hey, maybe we can do this in the regular season.
Wouldn't it be great?
And do a home and home.
Yes.
Like have Ohio State play at Hinkle. How cool,
how cool
that'd
would
be really
that
cool.
be? Yes.
That would be such a very cool scene.
And I hope that Thad is, I got to make sure I say this carefully. Thad is almost as beloved as Tressel. Fair?
Yeah.
I think, like, as far as he's basketball's Tressel's what he is.
Yes. Gosh, we had both of those guys at the same time.
I know, isn't that amazing? I know, right? We have both of them here. And so I'm glad that Thad is embracing it. He's not running from what happened at Ohio State. You know, and I hope he's around the program. And I know he did great things at Butler. Don't get me wrong. But what he did at Ohio State trumps all of that.
Yes.
And I hope that he is, much like what I saw when, Ryan Day brought Tressel in and surprised him with the fact that they were going to put his name up there in the Ring of Honor for Ohio State. And I'm glad that Tressel's around the program again more with Ohio State football. And I hope that that's the case with that.
Well, he's been to a few practices this year. Like there's been clips going around of him with a lot of former players that have come back and they've watched some of the practices and been in there. Like there's a picture of Thad and Jake kind of just laughing it up at practice. So like it'd be cool, especially now in this era, if Thad can kind of have some sort of role in the Ohio State system with Jake Diebler, like an NIL or like a basketball advisor or something like that. I feel like that'd be really cool for him.
Coming up next, the King spoke about the Prince. We'll tell you what he said. That's next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Oh, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited-time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Save big money on your outdoor projects now at Menards. Create stunning patios, walkways, and retaining walls with our huge in-stock selection of durable concrete landscape blocks ready to take home today. Plus, get free estimates with our easy-to-use design program in-store or on Menards.com. Save big money on our smooth patio block on sale now through August 2nd. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so
time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, or gutters, trust matters. That's why homeowners across Central Ohio have voted Newman Roofing City Scene Magazine's best roofing company 5 years in a row. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks dough, Skrilla chips, bread and mo. 2, 5, 10, and 20, 30 big ones. Games aplenty. Cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the letters. Make the match, cause there's many words for cash, no doubt. Many ways to play Cash Word. Check them out. Cash Word from Ohio Lottery. It's game time, yo. Cash Word, it's fun to go with millions in prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet. Like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over... probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay. Next up is the Falcon. No, all right. Oh, great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex...
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
Okay, thanks there, Nicole. Yeah.
Wait, that was good.
How are you? Yeah, can you stick your tongue in the flap? Yeah.
Common Man and Timmy, Afternoons on the Fan. It's sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, as well as happy first day of August. We're tracking showers and storms throughout the day today. Highs today right around 79 degrees, low 80s. We are 10 weather impact alert today for your Saturday, just because, hey, there's a lot of outdoor events today and we want to keep you safe. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldridge, with 97.1 The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
I've got insecurity issues, Rhymer.
Yeah?
I do.
Okay.
When I said the Fitzgerald stat, more tackles than drop passes in his career, I said it very confidently. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. I get a text from Baker.
Oh, goodness.
Asked me what the stat was, I said, before the Harbaugh one. I had to think about it. But now that he's asking me, I automatically, I don't know. I don't think he's doing this to me to mess with me.
You think you're wrong?
No, I really feel confident in it because I think I've heard that stat many, many times.
I feel like I've heard it before, too. It's pretty ridiculous.
I have it pulled up.
Okay. Does he have more tackles than drop passes?
He has 29 career drop passes, which is insane. He has 41 career tackles.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I feel better now. Thank you, Nate. You are my PIC.
Now I'm looking up to see. Okay. He played 17 NFL seasons.
29 drops.
All with the Cardinals. And he had 29 total drops.
That's what happened. Okay.
How many drops does Jeremiah have at Ohio State? He's got the one, his very...
He had that one. He had like two right away. Didn't he? He had two right away and then never again. I don't know. I don't know what the number is. That could be wrong.
It's because he had that very first one where we all thought, okay, if he catches that, he's taking it to the house.
Yes.
And that was in the Akron game his freshman year.
Media days. Speaking of Jeremiah Smith, well done by you, Rhymer. That's how you know Rhymer's a pro. That right there. The fact he brings up Jeremiah Smith, knowing we're going to play Jeremiah Smith.
That's why he's television's Jacob Rhymer.
That's exactly why he's television. God, he and Adam King, man, neck and neck.
I haven't been on television in a while.
MVP TV. Most valuable players of television. Let's hear what Ryan Day had to say. What to expect in year 3 of Jeremiah. This is from the Big Ten Media Days.
I know he wants to be a 2-time national champion. He does not like to lose. He is a winner, and he's found his voice. Now, he doesn't do a lot of speaking to the team, but when he speaks, everybody listens. And I think he's seeing guys who are freshmen, young receivers in that room, and he's taken a more of a leadership role with them. He gets it. He understands what it takes to win. He understands winning football. And for somebody who gets as much attention as he does, it's very easy for him to be selfish about touches and why is the ball not coming to me. But he looks at it from a bigger lens and a wider lens, and it says a lot about who he is as a player, and he is a leader. And now he's the elder statesman in the room, and everybody on that team is looking up to him. He has a certain level of respect nationally, from little kids to all the above because of the way he plays, but most importantly in that locker room and on the team. So everybody's watching every move he makes, and he's going to have a big impact again on how we move forward.
The drop against on his first target of his freshman season, that was the only official drop he had that entire season.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And then it said, according to AI, 2025 season, noted for a couple of early drops in a game against Texas for bouncing back to finish the year with 87 catches, 1,243 yards, 12 touchdowns. So
it's still probably single digits.
I'm sure it's single digits.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure about that. Jeremiah Smith in his 2 seasons, 163 catches. He has scored a total of 29 touchdowns. He's got 25, 68 receiving yards, 68 rushing yards. And he did say, when asked about his goals at media days, he talked about, first of all, he talked a lot about his teammates and about the receiver room and how stacked it is, which is great.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, I love the fact he did that. And then he also talked about he wants to win the Biletnikoff. He wants to be a 2-time national champion and also wants to be a Heisman Trophy finalist, is what he said. Didn't say, because, look, your receiver, really hard to win, especially if your quarterback's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
That hurts it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I feel like Julian will definitely have a case to be right there. Like, I look at it as Mac Jones and Devontae Smith. Like, I know Devontae Smith won it, but, Mac Jones was there. And I don't know. I would say Julian's better than Mac Jones, in my opinion, but I don't know if that's a hot take or not, because Mac Jones was spectacular that year.
He was.
But it was a COVID year, so I don't know how much you can really put into it since Ohio State only played 8 games.
Right, I know. You're right, yeah. And on the leader thing,
that was one of the big things that I took away, is because Jeremiah is not the most outspoken guy.
He's not.
And now that he is a junior, he's an upperclassman, there's guys that look up to him, and like Ryan was saying there, when he speaks, everyone listens because he's not as outspoken as you would think for a leader. He's Like when he says something, it means something.
Yeah.
So guys are going to lock in on what he's saying. And
you're right. One of the things I love is the fact that I don't always recognize his voice. Like when he talks, like if you just play sound, I mean, wait, that sounds like Jeremiah.
Yeah.
There's some guys like it's them.
Yeah.
Because they talk so much. And I love the fact that I have not heard, because a lot of times you do it either to hype yourself up or defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I usually do both of those myself. You hear my voice usually hyping myself up or I'm defending myself. But when you get somebody like Jeremiah, who is that damn talented, but we don't always recognize his voice, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, he's so head down and just working working in silence and just wanting to continue to get better. That's all that they've said. And like Julian was even, because apparently they've been putting Julian with Jeremiah in lifting drills. And I think that's fantastic. And Julian spoke on how, like, just seeing how professional Jeremiah is with his workout routine and just constantly wanting to get better, like head down, just wanting to continue to get better and build himself up to be the best player he can possible. I think that's great.
As the person whose job it is to cut up post-game sound every day, every week.
Yeah.
Cutting clips from Jeremiah is sometimes a little difficult because they're about 3 seconds.
And you know what?
I feel which is good for him because he's so humble.
Yes, I feel like it
got a little better last season.
Year by year, it's gotten better. He's been on a lot more podcasts this offseason and stuff. So like he's getting up into like the 15 to 20 second
maybe
clips.
Now get like a 11-second clip out of him. But like the first year it was like, I have a 3-second clip here.
You get these receivers. The best receivers, honestly, are usually divas. Now, Larry Fitzgerald was not. Calvin Johnson was not.
Jamar Chase.
Antonio Brown's certainly a diva, right? I mean, you get some guys who are like that. A.J. Brown, right?
Yeah.
I would love the guy. I would call Randy Moss in his time a diva. Guys like, usually you get receivers that are so damn talented and they get so diva. And Jeremiah does not have that vibe at all.
No,
not at all. And I love that about it.
That's why I like this because I think we're all assuming that he's coming out after this year.
Has to.
Like, yeah. And I feel like there was a lot of sugarcoating around it at media days of like, oh yeah, this might be your last year and whatnot. Like not trying to really bring that up because I mean, heck, with this new rule, he could stay 2 more years.
He could really wanted to 2030
But like that's what makes this draft so interesting is because you're going to have some really bad teams in the NFL that are going to need a quarterback.
Yeah.
But Jeremiah is that extremely talented that like does the team that needs a quarterback just take a chance on getting him and then trying to find another way to get a quarterback?
Right. Coming up in 2 minutes, Ya Highness is going to join us. We'll get caught up with Chad on what's going on with him at WeWinYouWin.com. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Summer doesn't start until you've had UDF peach ice cream, made with hand-picked peaches at our dairy right here in Ohio. So have a peach sundae, a peach shake, a peachy cobbler ice cream quake, and start your summer now, only at United Dairy Farmers.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. We know that when you breathe well, you live better. Just ask our patient Andy.
As long as I can remember, I've had issues breathing through my nose. Since starting this journey and having this procedure done, day-to-day life has just gotten better. I'm able to do all the things that I want to do without having to think about breathing. I breathe through my nose. I sleep through the night. I don't wake up with headaches.
Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Best advice I can give anybody that has sinus, sleep issues, just get it checked out. Go in and have someone take a look at it. It's 100% worth it.
Whether it's water heater trouble, clogged or leaky pipes, or sub pump worries, Logan Services has you covered. With service calls for just $79. We're fast, friendly, and here to help you with your plumbing projects. Logan Services.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
It's Fan Sports Saturday. Head up to Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline, WeWinYouWin.com. A lot of times when people come on our show, it helps them make money. Like it's advertising, it's promotional work, and it's like people walk away thinking, wow, this was really good for my bottom line. The last time we had this guy on with Jacob Rhymer, I think Rhymer cost him money, so I'm really glad he decided to come back after Rhymer was giving away $5 memberships. Ya Highness joins us. Good morning, Ya Highness. Hope you are doing well. And I'm curious, money-wise, how successful were you in the month of July?
So let's start off with a very happy August 1st and Saturday, folks. This is the last weekend without football. We got preseason football starting on Thursday with the Hall of Fame game. I'm cocked, rocked, and ready to rock and roll, baby. July was a tremendous month. Let me give you the numbers real quick. So I'll base everything around $100 better so those at home can do the math themselves. But $100 bettors would have made $7,430 and a few pennies. On there, that brings the year-to-date total to $77,580.38. Is that pretty good?
That's pretty solid.
Not bad. Ryan and I both right now inking, or we're putting together our resignation letters for the fan. Like, hey, you know what? I just can't see me anymore. I'm just going to live with Ya Highness.
Yeah, it's profitable every month. Our worst month was May, where we only made $100 better. Would have only made a few $100, but again, over $7,000 this month. You know, some of the beginning months, especially when we had football and college basketball and hockey all going on, was awesome. So we're ramping back up. We're heading back into the most profitable time of the year. I do have a special going right now where your first month's only $33, but Jacob Ryder's on. So guess what? We're going to let him make the special for the listeners today. We're going to do this shooting from the hip. Jacob, what kind of giveaway are we giving away to the peoples there in Columbus today?
Well, what are you thinking? Like, you want me to just give a number again, or?
Well, we already know you picked number 5. You put me behind the woodshed last time on that one.
But it sounds like you're doing well since I got the $5 one. You're still doing fine.
So is 5 your favorite number?
It is. That's why I went with that one.
All right, let's do this. If somebody signs up, pays the $33, I'll lock them in for the $33 rate for the first 5 months of their membership. So no promo code needed. If you want to email me first, you can. It's my first name, Chad, at WeWinYouWin.com. But if you sign up and you have an Ohio billing address, no promo needed. Jacob, I'm doing it for you and the people. I will lock them in for $33 for their first 5 months. That gets them basically all through football season. Otherwise, it's $79 a month starting September 1st for everybody else.
I love that. That's great. I hope you get a lot of interest from that. It's a great deal. So I hope that continues. I've seen that you've been doing some college football previews, and you recently did the ACC. And I know there's been a lot going down in Chapel Hill with old Bill Belichick and the administration with everything that's going on with there. Do you see them kind of bouncing back this year? Like, their win total is only 4.5 that I'm seeing.
In the grand scheme of things, no. I don't see him bouncing back. I think Belichick is a joke.
Yeah.
I think it was Brady the whole time. I think when we saw Brady go to Tampa, we saw the truth of Belichick. Come on. You folks were Cleveland Browns, or maybe some Cleveland Browns watching. How good was he when he was Cleveland? That's the real Bill Belichick. So, yeah, let me pull up my ACC here real quick. North Carolina, I actually have them going under 4.5 wins. I have them at 4 or 3 wins. I think they're terrible. SMU is the team I think is going to win the ACC. I also have the under on the Miami Hurricanes. 10.5 is a lot. I think they actually get to 10-2. And Clemson, do not sleep on the Clemson Tigers. Dabo with a bounce-back year, over 7.5 wins for the Clemson Tigers this year.
He is Chad at WeWinUwin.com. WeWinUwin.com, the website to go to. Also at Shut Up and Bet on the YouTubes there. You can check him out there. All of his great content. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. Don't watch it in front of the kids or don't watch it at work, but still, it's fantastic nonetheless. But again, all I've seen so far, the only nudity I've seen is Chad from the waist up. So it's not that kind of a not safe for work. But anyway, you mentioned preseason football coming up next Thursday, Hall of Fame game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it smart? Is there a way to make money on preseason NFL, or is it amateur hour?
It's amateur hour unless you know what you're doing. It's actually really easy to make money in preseason football. All you have to do is pay attention to the head coach. The head coach is going to tell you, hey, we're starting second string guys. Hey, the first string guys are going to go out and play the first quarter. Hey, we're only playing the third string guys, or hey, guys that are going to make the roster. You can sit there and look and go through the interviews and figure it out. Now, it takes a little bit of time, but again, that's what I do. And you'll know. The coach is going to tell you which guys are playing. Well, guess what? Give me the team that's starting the first string guys in the first quarter and then bringing in the second string guys and maybe finishing with the third string guys versus the other team who's maybe rolling out the third string guys and the first and second string guys aren't seeing the field at all. It's pretty simple. People get caught up on team names and what the real team's going to be like. The preseason NFL teams are nothing like the actual team that's going to suit up and take the field during the regular season.
Yeah, so, I always wondered about that because sometimes you'll see people get so excited about it, but if they're not doing the research on it, because some of the over-unders are really low in preseason, right?
Yeah, I don't really mess too much with over-unders because they can get funky. They can be really low scoring, but then also you get some where the defense doesn't care and then they score a bunch. At the end of the day, most coaches aren't trying to score. They're trying to run certain plays and certain sets. So sometimes you'll have situations where a team might be on the 18-yard line getting ready to score, and they're running a draw play up the middle to get 5 yards because that's the play they want to run. They're not looking to score a touchdown. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I try not to touch the over-unders. I do want to mention, starting today is August 1st, every day leading up until the start of the regular season, we're releasing one NFL preview. So today we start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, this can be found on any of our social media or YouTube channel. And then we'll go one team every day leading up until the season. I want to say the Browns are on August 14th, and Cincinnati Bengals are like August 26th. We finish with the Dallas Cowboys on the 30th, I believe, and there's a recap heading into September. So I'm super jacked. This is my favorite time of the year.
Sticking with the NFL, are there any NFL futures or like win totals or anything that are like really popping out to you that you'd like to give out?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick so I don't misquote my own self here. So NFL, I'm already 12 teams deep, so they start running together. So let me pull up the Chargers. Chargers are going to drop tomorrow. The best bets I have is over 9.5 wins. I think they get to 11 wins. I like Herbert a lot. I think they have a good core group of guys. Let me pull up another one here for you. Let's say the Atlanta Falcons. Here's another one they'll be dropping in about a week. Atlanta Falcons, hold on, bear with me. So I have them going 9-8 this year. The over-under is 8.5, so just kind of be careful on that. If you want a little bit of a long shot on the Dirty Birds there, Bijan Mustard Robinson, Offensive Player of the Year. It's a little bit of a long shot, but I think they feed him the rock. And if you want Penix to do well, you got to take some of the stress and pressure off him. How do you do that? You give the ball to Robinson. So I think if you want a little bit of a long shot on Offensive Player of the Year, Bijan Robinson is the guy to go with.
Ya Highness, appreciate the time as always. Chad at WeWinUwin.com. Lock in that rate he gave you. Jacob loves spending Ya Highness's money, but you'll all make money on it. That's all that really counts. And what a successful month you had, successful year so far. And Shut Up and Bet's where you can find all of his social things also on YouTube. It's great stuff. You and I will talk again next week on Morning Juice. Got to figure out the day, but what conference you doing for us next week on Morning Juice?
Big 12, and then we go SEC, and we finish the preseason, if you want to call it, with the Big 10. I do want to plug one thing. If you're not a sports bettor, but you want to help charity, today starts. We're taking entries for our college football survivor pool. This is an annual contest we run. It's probably one of our most popular. Proceeds will go to benefit Maumee, which is just outside Toledo, Ohio, youth baseball. So the money that we raise will go help them. Again, we raised over $14,000 for youth athletics last year. We're hoping to beat that again this year. It's real simple. It's a $50 buy-in. All you do is pick an AP top 25 team each week. You get the points based upon the ranking. You go throughout the season. You'll probably end up winning a few $1,000s for a $50 entry. You can do that on the website as well. WeWinYouWin.com.
And it's just to win. It's not point spread, right? Just to win.
No point spreads. Yep. And so same thing like a Survivor. You pick the team. You only can pick them once. But obviously the top 25 AP changes week to week. If you pick the 25th team, you get 25 points. If you pick the first-ranked team, you get 1 point. So points do break the ties at the end, so you benefit the team taking the worst team if you want to do. But, yeah, we expect over 100 entries this year, which should put the first-place prize over $2,500 for a $50 entry.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate the time. We'll talk again soon.
All right. See you next week. Peace.
All right. That was Chad at WeWinYouWin.com. Telling you, go check it out. The money thing, what I love about him, and we have Gerb on too, the same thing. They're transparent about their picks. And like they will tell you, yeah, like Gerb, I know, said a couple times he might be down a little bit this year, but every year he's been up. But he'll tell you, look, last week I didn't make any money on his golf bets, but he will tell you when he does make money, he'll tell you both. Same thing with Ya Highness. He will say to you, he put the $100 bet, or what do you say, $77,000 so far?
Yeah.
See, and this is why I love and hate talking to him, because I love it because I love him and he's so good at this stuff, but I hate myself then because, like, if I would just started the year and just did the $100 to start off, $100 bets on all this stuff, look at all the money I would have. And so I get mad at myself, which makes me not want to talk to him, which isn't fair to him, nonetheless. Coming next, some big doings when it comes to college football eligibility rules. We'll talk about that. This is Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Join the Reds for a 3-game set against the Athletics, August 4th through the 6th. Don't miss another Tarps Off Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday. Enjoy select $3 beers, $2 Bar S hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Take in some afternoon baseball on Thirsty Thursday with first pitch at 12:40. Fans can purchase select Thirsty Thursday tickets to receive a $10 concession credit to use towards your first drink on us. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
I lost my brother.
I lost my sister.
I lost my best friend.
Each year, Ohio loses some of its best and brightest to train car accidents.
Everyone knows that crossing is bad.
Stop signs and crossbucks just aren't enough. How can you help? Report bad crossings at angelsontrack.org. That's angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited-time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $707 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $707 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $50 Millionaire Blowout Scratch-Off for a shot at $1 million instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch-Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing provides your home with the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors to enhance your home's appearance. Available in cut-to-length panels that cover a large area for fast installation. Shop our selection of roofing products today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Get Eco.
ECO. I'm Aaron Gaynor for Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians.
And I'm Jerry.
At Eco, if you call us to repair your air conditioner and then decide to replace it a few years later, we'll give you back the money you paid us to repair it, up to $1,500.
Wait, we're giving money back now?
It's like a few extra years from your air conditioner. On us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
So, Aaron, I'm no businessman.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I invented the MP1 and the MP2, and you know how far those got me.
I know.
But how can we give people back the money they paid to repair their AC when they replace it with us later?
I put the money in a piggy bank.
A real piggy bank?
Get Eco.
ECO. Okay, it's a bank.
That makes sense.
I mean, it is $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians. Visit geteco.com.
Anytime is a great time to give to the Salvation Army, and now through August 1st, you can donate to a Red Kettle Thursdays through Saturdays at participating Kroger and Walmart stores. Join Atlas Butler, Jets Pizza, and our volunteers to give a little, change a lot. SalvationArmyCentralOhio.org.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Jeff Rimmersville half says in the chat, Tito on the weekend in a Reds hat. It said Ted's hat, but I know what he meant. In a Reds hat, my day is complete. I will tell you my day is complete because the Todd father checked in the chat. So now my day is complete as well. By the way, today also, 42 turns 43. Any idea what that means?
Is it your birthday?
I'm 55 years old.
Oh.
And I turned 55 in April.
That's a compliment then.
It's a compliment, but I don't think you really meant it. I think you were just trying to reach for something there. Bobby Carpenter, number 42, turned 43 today.
Yeah.
It was his birthday today.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday, Bob.
He will be out there. I caught some hell for what I said the other day about Bob. But
oh, no.
No, wait. Bobby's dad had open heart surgery.
Okay.
A month ago, whatever it was.
Hope he's doing well.
Had some complications from it. So he spent more time in the hospital than expected. And Bobby talked about it on the air. It was great. I'm not revealing any family secrets here. And then when his dad got released from the hospital, I said on the air, I'm really glad your dad's in a better place. Now, people just... No, wait. But, no, stop. Listen. Can we agree home is better than the hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Home is a better place than the hospital. If I say, would you rather be home or in the hospital, what would you say? You would say home.
Yes.
Home is better. Thank you.
I can see where...
I would maybe not phrase it that way.
I understand that. I get it now. But the amount of hatred I got from the chat and people... What I said was factually correct.
Yes, it is. It is.
I understand the fact that I said it 3 times. I probably shouldn't have said it once, but I did say it 3 times. I'm glad your dad's in a better place. That's all that counts. Look, your dad's in a better place. I understand.
I mean, on a technicality, he is.
Yes, he is. So anyway, 42, turning 43 today, Bobby Carpenter, and his dad, Rob, who I love. And I think, and I don't see Rob often. My kid, Artie and Caleb, same age, same sports, play sports together, and sometimes see games and things like that. And I think I look like that goofy fan because, look, Rob Carpenter played with Earl Campbell, played under Bill Phillips, Bud Phillips, played in the Astrodome, Love You Blue, all those things. I played for the Giants and with Parcells there and things like that. And I'm like, hey, Rob, how you doing? You remember that game in 78 against the Steelers? Like, I think he's very polite. And Carp's mom is the best, too. All right. Anyway, where the hell are we going? Oh, college sports. A judge.
Yeah, something crazy happened last night.
Yes. A federal judge did something, granted an injunction it's basically saying the NCAA should declare all athletes from the high school class of 2022 an extra year of eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be eligible for the upcoming season. The ruling opens the transfer portal on August 3rd. Another transfer portal that will close 1 week later. So,
yeah.
You've got all these players that thought they were done.
Yes.
Some have been drafted. Some are in camps as undrafted free agents. College basketball rosters, for the most part, are locked in. Gonzaga's got some room, right?
Yeah, you might have like a few teams that have 1 or 2 spots maybe left. Or, I mean, shoot, if you're LSU and Will Wade, you only have 4 players on the roster. So, like they need this big time.
Yeah. I don't want to see current players get screwed. What I don't want to see is somebody say like, oh, yeah, we're going to take this guy now. Oh, and by the way, I know we told you had a spot on this team, but nah, you don't anymore.
It's very much a possibility of happening.
The Gonzaga thing, they lost what?
So this happened a few weeks ago, I think. They basically lost 2 of their 2 point guards on their roster within a month.
Right.
And one got a better deal over in Spain, I believe, Mario Saint-Sapri, and he's getting a lot of money from the Spanish team that he's now playing for.
Valencia Basket.
Yes. And so now it's rumored that Donovan Dent, who was at UCLA last year, might be trying to find his way, because he's entered into the transfer portal, might be trying to find his way to Gonzaga and playing for Mark Few, because they now need a point guard. And it's crazy because literally a couple months ago, Donovan Dent retired from basketball. He didn't get drafted, so he just said, I'm retiring from basketball. And now this happens. Judge Charlotte Sweeney of the U.S. District Court of Colorado grants this to the entire class of 2022 and allows an extra year for these athletes. And now Gonzaga, I think, is the favorite to get Donovan Dent. And it immediately takes their roster from being a top 20-ish roster to a top 5 roster in the sport, if that goes through, which is just bonkers.
2 names I saw in this article that stood out to me. One was Braden Smith.
Yeah. I don't think he's signed anywhere with the Pacers.
He signed a 2-way deal.
Okay, he's a 2-year deal.
Bruce Thornton signed a standard contract.
Yeah, he's not
Thornton's
coming back.
Going back.
No. Now, Christoph Tilley, I don't think he can come back because I think technically he graduated from Ohio State.
Or so it to be a grad transfer.
Right. And he did, before all of this, he prematurely entered his name into the transfer portal.
Right.
So that in case this were to have happened, he's available.
Because he played in the summer league with OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing great.
No.
He had moments, but nothing great. Yeah.
It was okay.
But, yeah, he's somebody who could benefit from coming back.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, like, Florida, a big thing for them, Denzel Aberdeen was at Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
And then he entered the transfer portal without a year of eligibility remaining and committed to Florida.
Yeah.
And he's needing a waiver to clear so that he can play on their roster, go through a court and whatnot. Now he doesn't have to because of this, and he's now back on Florida's roster, and it makes them the preseason number 1. Lock that in.
It's just another example of the NCAA when they said, we're going to put this 5-for-5 rule in place, but those of you that would be the 5 this year, you're not eligible. Yeah. What did you think was going to happen?
There's no control. It absolutely feels like there is no control in this whatsoever, because players can just go to a court and then a judge is going to be friendly enough and grant them an extra year of eligibility.
But why didn't you just assume that was going to be the case in the first place? It was like, look, all of you that could have a 5th year, you can have your 5th year. Just get out in front of it.
I'm with you.
No, because exactly, Nate. Because now, like, rosters are already set, and does the school have enough money to go after a guy that maybe demands the ball a lot, and does it really fit into their system? Now, like a Gonzaga who needs a point guard now, they're going to throw out as much money as they can to make sure that they get Donovan Dent. They might have to compete with LSU, because if you go to LSU's website right now on their basketball roster, there are 4 players listed. They do not currently have a team, because Will Wade is trying to get a bunch of professional athletes and European guys, international guys, and now he's just going to be gifted these 5th-year eligibility players.
Going to drop right in.
Exactly. So it makes no sense to me why we have to do this now in August 1st. This could have happened months ago, and it's good on some programs that left a roster spot open, or like now teams that maybe have some holes on their rosters have a chance to jump at that and fill those holes and get even better. But the big thing that comes down to it is, do they have the money to spend to still allocate for a player?
It would not surprise me if someday a former college player from years ago who played for 3 years or whatever, who is now dead, somehow the estate gets a year of eligibility. I think that's going to happen. You'll see a dead player get reinstated for a season who could make NIL money somehow based on just his likeness from when he was alive.
Well, his estate will be in a better place.
Yes, right.
Making money instead of dead.
Right, exactly.
There's a real possibility of guys in 2020 or 2021 that had injuries and took redshirt years that finished last year.
They should be,
They could go to a court and find an extra year. Turning it to Buckeye football, Caden Curry always said that if he had a 5th year, he'd come back to Ohio State. I mean, does that happen to him now? The crazy part for football starts in 27 days.
Oh, yeah.
So, does anybody do anything now as we are this close to the season?
The portal opens Monday.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that might be the crazier part in all of this. Is like football is literally breathing down the back of our neck, and the transfer portal's just now about to open.
Coming up next, top of the hour after the Sports Center update, a couple of Big Ten coaches puffed their chests out, and one school is taking a literal stand. We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons, your morning happy place.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay, next up is the Falcon. No, all right. Oh, Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex...
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Butterball with their sports update. Baseball action last night saw Sal Stewart blast 2 homers and drive in 4 runs to lead the Cincinnati Reds past the Pirates 8-7. That series continues this evening at 6:40 with Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds taking on Braxton Ashcraft. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The Arizona Diamondbacks scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to blow past the Guardians 4-1 last night in Cleveland. Cleveland drops to 3 games back in the AL Central. They square off again tonight at 7:15 with Parcer Messick taking on the Diamondbacks' Cole Drake. Columbus Crew SC are in action tonight. They're in Florida to take on Inter Miami. Kickoff is at 7:30. In Detroit, it's the Rocket Classic at Detroit Golf Club. There's a 3-way tie atop the leaderboard heading into the weekend with Cameron Young, Patrick Cantley, and Patrick Fishburne at 10 under. Matt Wallace and Ricky Fowler sit just a stroke back with over a dozen more golfers within 3 strokes. Breaking sports news by Evans The Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fan Sports Saturday. Hell, we're going to talk about. Oh, that's right. Let's do this. The Big Ten Media Days, I'll just tell you what Brett Bielema said, because Brett Bielema used to coach in the SEC, left Wisconsin, goes down to Arkansas. Not great. Anyway.
Yeah.
But now he's back in Illinois doing things well. And he made the comment that the SEC is still trying to live in 2005, which I love. But then Curt Cignetti took it up a notch. And I hate Curt Cignetti. I've already called him fraudulent and a coward many times. But when
you still believe that?
Yes. When I hear things like this, so that Cignetti said, it's starting to make me like him a little bit. Here's Curt Cignetti's veiled shot at the SEC.
The Big Ten is the best league in football. And a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road. Very physical football teams, very well coached. It definitely prepares you for the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The numbers speak for themselves. I mean, we don't run a hype machine up here in the Midwest. We believe everything's earned, not given. And when we fall short, we say we fell short. We don't cry a river, whine, and complain. All right? And that's why we're the best.
That wasn't that veiled.
That's fair. I like that Cignetti said it. I like the fact that Petitti stood up there when he made his first statements and that, and he had the 3 championship trophies behind him for the last 3 seasons. Michigan's fraudulent, Ohio State's legit, Indiana, but prove it. But nonetheless, the 3 were back there, though, and he did do that. And it is funny to me still how all of this changed when paying players became legal.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I've never really thought of it that way. Yeah.
When it became a thing where the SEC didn't care, it still paid players. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not naive. I know, and Rhymer, I've said this for years.
It was mostly Saban.
Any team that has been good in college sports consistently over the last 75 years, you could go back and find transgressions.
Yeah.
John Wooden. I don't think John Wooden ever directly handed people money, but there were people at UCLA who got money.
Yeah.
From a friend of Wooden's. Ohio State got busted when they gave a bag of cash in a McDonald's bag to Damon Flint, ironically to Damon's restaurant, to try to get him to come here before he went to UC. We know what the other stuff's happened with Ohio State with different things. The
tattoos,
yes,
all that.
Claret with the car and all this. Like,
yep.
Okay, we've had things like this. I'm not saying Ohio State is squeaky clean in this. Every school, go back and look. I think it was Marcus Dupree got offered, Eric Dickerson got offered an oil well when he was being recruited in high school to go to like Texas. There was a school that offered him an oil well. And look at it happens everywhere. But as soon as it was like, hey, you know what? Everyone can do this now. Things changed for the SEC in football.
I don't know if you noticed like the talking points amongst the SEC for the last week, which was they're just too tired because they play at so many difficult games. When they reach the playoffs, they're just too tired.
Yeah,
that has been the talking points all weeks. So you're saying for the last 15 years your conference has sucked,
right? Yes.
that's what the implication is. Now it's too hard for you to win.
Well, before the playoff happened, like they didn't have to go through.
They didn't have a gauntlet before that.
They didn't have that. So, they just have to win one game in the national championship, and that's all. Or a bowl game or something like that.
I don't know. Like Saban last week saying, one team winning the national title doesn't mean the rest of your conference is great is the definition of the pot and the kettle.
But I would at least think if the SEC is the superior conference,
right,
that they would have somebody playing in the last 3 national championships.
Right, which they have not had it. And
there was technically 2 Big Ten teams that played in the first one, Washington and Michigan.
I will tell you that I do believe the very bottom of the conferences, SEC is better than the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's better than Purdue.
Mississippi State's pretty bad.
They are pretty bad. But I'm saying, I collectively, take the bottom 4 teams in each conference. I'd say the SEC's probably better.
I'm buying what Barry Odom's selling against the bottom of the SEC. Yes. Oh, my gosh.
But I don't look at that as defining what a better conference is. We can all have different definitions of it, but I think the top half of the Big Ten is better collectively than the top half of the SEC. I do.
Then they've proven it on the field for the last 3 years in every single bowl season.
They have.
And there's an easy way to settle all this. It's been, I feel like
Big Ten SEC challenge.
Yeah, it's been brought up all over the place on these airwaves.
Yes.
Just Big Ten SEC challenge, and then we can really see Brian Odom or Barry Odom against the bottom half of the SEC and what Purdue can do.
One of the things I hate that announcers do is when they say things like, oh, everybody's on their feet. No one's sitting. I promise you, someone is sitting down.
You think people up in C-Deck are standing?
Maybe.
I'd be scared to stand in C-Deck, honestly.
Of a physical ailment, they're not standing up.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like all of a sudden we've got a priest out there, a preacher who's rising up people in the wheelchairs, okay? Not everyone is sitting down. Some people are just too damn old, and that's why they're sitting, okay? So don't tell me everyone is standing up. Don't tell me the entire stadium is standing up. Northwestern's trying to do something, though, that might make part of that true. They've got their student section coming up.
Uh-huh.
Student section of the new stadium, 35,000-seat stadium, $875 million football stadium, looks gorgeous. There are no seats in the student section.
Good.
There's about 2,000 capacity in that area. It's called the safe standing section, directly behind the south end zone, consisting of solely of empty rows separated by metal railings.
Okay, I was wondering how they did this. Like, is it like steps and like rows and stuff like
Still
that?
rows, but no seats.
Okay.
They said that would allow them to get more fans in there if there's no seats. Okay, whatever. But anyway, if you go in, though, you can request a stool or some kind of folding seat, and they will let you have it. But by and large, though, their goal is to have all 2,000 people in that area standing the entire game.
Standing room only for a Northwestern
I was going to say, are they really expecting that many students to show up for a Northwestern football game?
I'm with you. I know.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of requests for stools because by the fourth quarter, there's not going to be many people that are going to be wanting to stand.
And by the way, students in college, much like some of the ones we talked about before where I was being rude and disrespectful of people who can't stand, a lot of times, if you've got like a night game in Evanston, if you're doing it right as a student, you probably really can't stand the entire game. You might need to take a seat, take a breath once in a while. But
that's one for the edge of the step.
You're right. Yes, yeah.
We had this discussion a few weeks ago on the Buckeye Show. I don't know if I asked you this question or not. We put up if there were 3 Big Ten teams that you could relegate, who would they be?
Purdue, Rutgers, Maryland.
Okay.
I would consider Northwestern.
That's what they're mine.
Those are the 4, but
they're mine.
It's like it's those 4.
So that's from a football angle too. So I took it, of course, as a basketball angle.
You want Purdue in there still.
I did Rutgers.
Yeah.
I relegated Maryland to the ACC, not just death.
Yep.
I just put them into the ACC.
Yeah.
So I'm not including them, but I did Rutgers, Northwestern, and then Penn State.
No, Penn State's good too. Yeah, I've got bitterness.
Football, it's like that's dumb to relegate them for football. But basketball, and like even their AD just spoke recently, like they're not even like really funding the basketball program.
I've got bitterness towards Nebraska.
Yeah,
because they came in here and it was it's Nebraska. Now it's like, oh God, Nebraska, they suck. They've been such a disappointment, and it's like they came in at the right time, like. As far as they're concerned, like, we know we're about to suck. Let's get Big Ten money and Big Ten media money, because if we don't join the Big Ten, we're going to suck so bad soon that we're going to be in the Pac-4 or whatever it's going to be.
Or they could be in the Big 12, which is trailing big time behind the Big Ten and the SEC.
But this all goes back for me to, we need to have a football conference and an every other sport conference. Have football be itself. I don't care if it's a football Big Ten, and you're like, you know what, Purdue, Northwestern, you've been sucking the teat of these media deals. There's no way you should get about the same money Ohio State, Oregon, USC, Michigan, Indiana get. You shouldn't.
I wanted to make a joke
UCLA
about Duke
could
football.
go too, for all I care, for football.
So it's just like have football, and because there's no reason for UCLA softball to travel to Piscataway. There's just no reason for it. And nothing the softball is saying, it just doesn't make sense for how much money to go out there. I don't know how many fans do you think are at a Rutgers softball game at UCLA? Do you think there's more than 200? 300?
Yeah, maybe it might be at that.
And how many tickets are free? How many tickets are bring your student ID you get in free?
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
Like, how much money are they? They're losing money, I got to believe, when you're paying workers for parking concessions. I got to believe you're losing money.
Which it goes to credit Ohio State a little bit to still continue all 36 varsity sports.
Yeah.
Yes. Like for Ohio State to be able to do that, not many other programs like this can still do that. Like I'm just thinking either like volleyball constantly traveling all the time, like UCLA to Rutgers and everything.
Volleyball's a great sport.
Yes.
Love volleyball.
Yeah.
But it's not going to generate money.
Yeah.
And if you think about how much it costs to fly across the country.
Right.
You're losing money.
I wanted to make a joke about Duke as football only and put them in the Big East, but they just won the ACC in football, so I think that joke. Now you can probably put North Carolina in the Big East because they're a joke.
Duke's football team had 13 losses last year and still ended up winning the conference somehow in the football. I don't know how they did that, but somehow it happens because they're tiebreaker rules.
I know.
That are going to get screwed up again this year. I can't wait. That right there is the next thing I'm looking forward to, is how much somehow the tiebreaker rule still gets screwed up by that. All right, because again, you got the uneven schedule where some teams are playing more games than others. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Can't wait for the chaos. Coming up next, we'll break down the hot seats in the Big Ten college football ranks next. Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's likely you've made peace with the congestion that greets you every morning. The snoring your partner stopped mentioning. It feels unfixable, but it isn't. For most, it's a nasal breathing problem that's treatable for good.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Wake up and smell the life you've been missing. The family picnic, the run by the lake, the fresh cut grass. Breathe deep, sleep through the night, and step into every day sharper and more present. It's time for a new beginning. It's the advent of your best life.
Moolah, greenbacks dough, Skrilla chips, bread and mo. 2, 5, 10, and 20, 30 big ones, games aplenty. Cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch, find the letters, make a match, cause there's many words for cash, no doubt, and many ways to play cash word. Check 'em out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's game time, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions in prizes, don't you know?
Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you'd never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
For a limited time, get an $8 Big Mac Extra Value Meal, complete with a medium Coke and medium fries. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Price and participation may vary.
Create the deck of your dreams with Menards. Build your outdoor project from the largest in-stock selection of AC2 lumber and thick decking. All pressure treated for enhanced durability. And it's easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, get free estimates with our easy-to-use deck design program. Available in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on AC2 pressure-treated lumber and thick decking. Plus, check out our weekly flyer online for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over... probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay, next up is the Falcon. Oh, all right. Oh, Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex.
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Buckeye Replay this summer takes you back to some of the greatest comebacks in Ohio State football history.
Scott McMullen leads the Buckeyes past Penn State in a 2003 Classic.
Hear Buckeye Replay this Saturday at 1 p.m. on The Fan.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, as well as happy first day of August. We're tracking showers and storms throughout the day today. Highs today right around 79 degrees, low 80s. We are 10 weather impact alert today for your Saturday, just because, hey, there's a lot of outdoor events today and we want to keep you safe. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fan Sports Saturday. We got some oil on this. A little Greek.
Oh, goodness.
That's great radio right there.
Yeah.
Tito, Jacob, Rhymer, Nate with you. By the way, bottom of the hour here, we'll get Tim May on, talk about what he saw at Media Days, and we'll probably just say, hey, Tim May, go. And then we'll see you at 1 o'clock. So college football getting underway here very shortly. We know that. Transfer portal. Oh, unexpected. You didn't know you wanted it, but you do need it. Transfer portal opens August 3rd, at least as of right now. Who knows what the hell's going to change between now and August 3rd. But The Big Ten, interesting this year for coming up on the coaching front for a lot of reasons. One, we got new head coaches at Penn State and Michigan. That's interesting. We also have...
Yeah, and Whittingham's comments at media days.
It sounded weak.
Yeah.
Sounded like a defeated attitude. They're
How do you feel?
I'm looking forward to the next few years of dominance.
If you're a Michigan fan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you're right. Because he basically said, can't we all get along? Like, why do we have to have hatred?
When he was in one of the most hated rivalries at Utah.
The Holy War!
Yeah.
Seriously, you can't get more hatred than, people don't, well, not anymore. They used to die over Ohio State, Michigan, because that's how the whole thing started with the Battle of Toledo, which we won, but we also kind of lost. No offense, Toledo. But anyway, but there's not people that, Holy War, people die more over holy stuff than anything. Wars that are holy, that's the ones that always happen. And now he's like, you know what? Let's like each other.
I've got great respect for Ryan Day.
Yeah.
I don't hate Ohio State.
You know what?
Just wait till he comes into the horseshoe in November.
When John Cooper took over at Ohio State, he was crucified. Holy War reference there. Crucified for saying that Michigan's just not as important. I'm paraphrasing. It's just as important as any other game. Right. All the games are important.
Yeah.
All of them are. And people are like, whoa, I don't think you get this. And Whittingham come out and doing this, it does look weak. But yes, it's very much a defeatist attitude, which I can't believe Michigan fans want to hear that right now.
He deep down, he knows what he's got, and it might not compare quite to Ohio State.
Yes. Are you saying the Bryce Underwood Heisman hype is maybe a little overrated?
I
think so.
I think next year's starting quarterback, the 2027 starting quarterback, is not currently on the roster, is my guess. It's just my guess. Anyway, looking at the hot seats, though, for Big Ten football coaches. And I got to believe the most scalding hot one is Luke Fickell at Wisconsin.
Probably.
And, Loxley at Maryland, maybe.
I think
that's got to be up there. You are Browns level bad.
Of most likely to get fired, it's definitely Loxley. I think a lot of people are kind of like I feel like they were making that joke at media days. It was like, all right, this is the last time we're seeing Michael Loxley.
Yeah. For Wisconsin now, they've got a schedule that sets up okay for them. They're avoiding the big Big Ten teams, which helps them out as well. They've got Notre Dame to start the season at Lambeau in a night game on Sunday night, September 6th. Western Illinois, Eastern Michigan, both at home. At Penn State, don't know what's kind of versus Michigan State with Pat Fitzgerald now. They're another new coach in the Big Ten.
I don't have confidence in that game for Wisconsin.
I don't either. At UCLA, they should win that one. Host USC, at Iowa, should be tough. But then they close home against Rutgers, at Maryland, at Purdue, host Minnesota.
He should be able to get to 500 or above 500 on that record.
Those should be 4 wins, at least 3.
So let's say they get to 7 wins, get to a bowl. He's back.
Yes. Yes.
A name I threw out yesterday on Morning Juice and got, like most of my ideas and things I say, immediately damn near physically smacked down by Bobby.
Lincoln Riley?
No, I didn't bring up Lincoln Riley. I brought up Matt Rule. Now, each year they've gotten better under Matt Rule at Nebraska.
Not big time.
Last 2 years, they've won 7 games each year.
Yes.
Okay. And my point to Bob was that if Nebraska wins like just 7 games again, why not make a change?
Yeah.
And his first argument was, well,
yeah, I want to know Bobby's reasons why.
First thing was
why he disagreed with it.
Who are you going to get that's better? Which I hate. I don't agree with that.
Oh my!
Because
I hate that argument.
Okay, so I disagree with that. I disagree with the president. I don't want the school that I follow, the school that I root for, to have that mentality of we've got to keep this guy. Why? Can't get anybody better.
Whenever I hear that argument, I always go back to no one knew who Jim Tressel was.
Right. Kurt Cignetti.
That's exactly where I was going to go. There's many Kurt Cignettis just hiding in the weeds at the low levels, at the lower power conference schools, not power conference.
And I also brought up that because of Nebraska's history, and I go back to the Tom Osborne years, 70s, 80s, 90s, and how dominant they were in college football, that should still be their expectation.
This is not their standard.
Right. And Bobby's argument was, well, their standard is not that anymore.
Why can't it be?
He said their ceiling is 9 or 10 wins, is their ceiling.
That's a playoff team.
And he said that, I said, well, I think they should be aiming higher than that. I think they should be aiming to be in the playoff every year.
Yeah.
Win 10, 11 games, whatever. That should be like, that's Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, Nebraska fans, though, he said he thinks that from ones he's talked to, and just based on the current setup of where Nebraska is geographically now, and with NIL, and the fact they play in the Big Ten, they don't recruit in Texas as well. Like they used to be able to recruit more in the state of Texas because they got to play schools around that area. Now they're in Nebraska, the Big Ten. But he was saying he thinks that the standard, though, he said that, they've gotten better each year in a rule, which is true. 7 wins. That's fine. They were really bad for a while before that. But his take was the expectation, the standard there should not be what they were. And so that's why Rule is not at all the hot seat. It shouldn't be, because Nebraska's standards, Nebraska's expectations should be lower.
Loser talk.
I think
here's one thing here. I'll just make a comparison. Yeah. I will always credit Tennessee fans. They have been equally as irrelevant for as many years.
Right.
They still think they should be great. For example, when they went to hire Schiano and they said, no, that's not good enough for our program.
Right. I just think I don't want. Other schools have had, I know, look, it's a completely different game now with NIL. Completely different game now with NIL. Right. Totally. And all these different rules that are being put in place, not in place, whatever. All these different things are going on. It is different. I know that there have been other universities, Oklahoma, when they hired Gary Gibbs and went through a bad time after Barry Switzer left. Mm-hmm. Alabama hired Mike Shula.
Yeah.
Notre Dame hired a damn high school coach in 1981 out of Cincinnati Moeller, who never coached in college before. And on top of that, you had Charlie Weiss, other guys like that came through. Davey, what was Dave? Bob Davey? Is that the coach's name?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, other schools have had the dips and brought it back up. Nebraska hasn't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought up Tressel. It's a great example. Signetti, another example where you can find that person.
Yeah.
And I don't want my team saying, you know what? I don't think we get anybody better, so we're going to settle for 7 or 8 wins.
But I see, because you're bringing up the NIL factor and how it makes a difference.
Sure.
It could immediately elevate Nebraska too. If they get the right donors and the right amount of money, they could immediately become what Indiana and Kurt Signetti is.
Yeah.
If they move on from Matt Rule and go get somebody from a lower level school. Now, Matt Rule is 19-19 in his 3 seasons there.
Right.
That's not good. I looked up their schedule here.
Yeah.
They start with OU, Ohio, Bowling Green, and North Dakota. Should be 3 wins.
Should be.
At Michigan State. What Pat Fitzgerald's selling,
I know.
I might be all in on Michigan State.
I don't buy the Michigan State hype. I still see garbage football team.
Okay. They play Maryland at home then, Indiana at home. I think that's a loss.
Yeah, I think so too.
At Oregon, Washington at home.
Could be 2 losses there.
At Illinois, that should be a loss.
Should be.
At Rutgers,
win.
Could be a win. Home against Ohio State, loss. And then at Iowa.
Yeah.
That's a loss there to me too. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins for sure.
How many teams in there, the ones you gave me, how many teams do you think, just guessing, would be ranked when they play Nebraska?
Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State, Iowa, and Illinois.
5.
Yeah. And I feel like what also has to factor into this too is how they look in those games.
Sure.
Against the top tier of the conference. Because if they're getting blown out and the doors getting broken off, then that has to say something too of okay, we've had this level of around 500 football, and what we look like against the top tier of the conference is not good. Maybe it would be something to consider to move on.
Since he's been at Nebraska, he is 0-9 against ranked teams.
Gross.
In his college football coaching career, he is 2-25 against ranked teams.
Oh, goodness.
The James Franklin Award goes to.
Exactly. Now you're saying there's probably 5 ranked teams on that schedule, and we think they'll lose all 5. Okay, so I don't.
I mean, Washington could very easily. They'd be they wouldn't be highly rated, but they could be in the 20 to 25 range by the time they play at the end of October.
And so I grade Rule harder too because of the hype when he came in.
Yes.
He is going to turn them around.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're 19-19. Okay. Coming up next, Tim May's going to join us, tell us what he saw and heard at Big Ten Media Days. That's next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
We're the heavyweight champions of the world when it comes to knocking out the pests you don't want in your backyard this year.
We float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Most bees aren't aggressive at all, so don't tarnish their title.
You're right. Yellow jackets, hornets, and paper wasps are the ones who really need a 1-2 punch.
Exactly. Give a KO punch to the pests.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited-time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Whether it's water heater trouble, clogged or leaky pipes, or sub pump worries, Logan Services has you covered. With service calls for just $79. We're fast, friendly, and here to help you with your plumbing projects. Logan Services.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Fan Sports Saturday. Head out to the Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. He is the host of the Tim May Show. Do I still say featuring Clay Hall or just say the Tim May Show now, Tim?
It's August 1st. It's the Tim May Show. Clay has now backpedaled deep into retirement, and I had to drag him. I didn't drag him. I thought he and I would have a good time, and we did, as you well know.
Yes.
Tito, but excuse me, Jeff. We did have a good time, but he wants he doesn't want those kind of constraints on his retirement. Let's put it that way and stuff. He still does some commercials, I think, for a car company and things, but he's pretty much feeling pretty good in his backyard with the water feature he has included in his backyard, which takes about 5,000 gallons of water, and it's not a pool.
It's not a pool, right? Don't do that. If even 5,000 gallons of water, there better be an opportunity to swim in that thing.
It'll be bass. There'll be bass and white aimers swimming in it. Keep it clean.
Tim May Show. You can find it on Fan Stream Sports. Tim, Media Days wrapped up. What was the most surprising answer you got to one of your questions?
Well, on the first day when I asked Tony Petiti about, is it sad that it's come to this, that in fact you've got to lean on Congress to save college sports from itself, he smiled. That was the best answer. Part of the answer was the way he smiled, because he knew exactly. I had one of those moments where I'm asking somebody a question and we're on the same wavelength, meaning you don't ever want, if you can help it, Washington helping you solve any problem, especially if cooler heads could prevail, you could get together and solve this in a week. These upstanding, traditional, highly respected major universities across the nation couldn't get together probably and agree what to order for lunch, much less how to take the NIL transfer portal era into the future. So that was interesting. And like he said, the reason I brought that up is because what they wanted originally help from Congress about was some sort of narrow guidelines. Guardrails is the popular term, but guidelines that would control several things, including probably the transfer portal, the NIL aspect of things, maybe not a cap, but just keep people from wildly spending one way or the other. Just some guidelines that would keep everybody on the straight and narrow. Instead, whenever you go to Congress, you end up, no matter how you do it, you end up with an omnibus bill, that takes into account everything, trying to uplift smaller colleges or colleges without the wherewithal of an Ohio State or a Texas or a Georgia. And like I said, you might even see, if you read the fine print, you might even see a new bridge, to be built in West Virginia. You know how those bills work, down at the bottom. And, add this to it. But, yeah, it is what it is at this point. Now the SEC and the Big Ten have signed off. I'm still not clear on what turned them, because I know the Big Ten was balking at a couple of things, one of which was putting, in essence, a hard cap on the money that can be the retention money, the money that can be used to retain players, meaning basically the NIL, and how that can be doled out or orchestrated, et cetera. But obviously they all came together and decided, this beats nothing. But, once it becomes law, once something becomes law and not an agreement between universities and conferences, what are the penalties going to be? Well, you would think in the worst case scenario there could be a trip to federal prison if you go real bad. And we also, Office Space, the movie, we don't want to see anybody have to deal with that.
Well, and Tim, we have the thing coming down last night with a Colorado judge granting that 5th year for college athletes in the class of 2022. I don't know if that was brought up at all at media days with Petiti or anybody else, but how much do you think that could really impact football?
Well, it didn't, it didn't come down until media days were over, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, who knows? I'm not sure of Ohio State right now who might be interested and eligible, if you follow my drift.
We're 27 days out from the season.
Right. But once something, like I said, once something becomes law, which, right now that's a judgment by a judge. So it's basically, it has to be challenged again to make it not worthy of you being able to use it, legal. Then we'll see what happens. But, the way I understood it, the way the judgment was laid out also, it would allow teams to maybe go over the cap of players right now, which is 105. Once you get into it, 105. So it would be able to accommodate maybe some guys who want to come back. And I'm talking about across the nation, not necessarily Ohio State. So we'll see where that goes. That ruling is in its infancy as we speak.
Tim May joins us here, host of the Tim May Show on FanStream Sports. You can catch it over there. He's got great content all the time on there, a few days a week, which is awesome. Tim, at the media days, we heard Jeremiah Smith talk a lot about. He didn't hype up like his Heisman train, which he's not wont to do apparently, but he did talk a lot about the receiving room and his teammates. And I know that looking back, you can say this receiver room Ohio State had in different years was like, oh my gosh, we saw what these guys became, how, when you had some of the names that were in the receiving room at one time. How does this one rank, this receiving room, as far as talent goes right now for you, among ones in recent memory for Ohio State?
Well, the potential is ridiculous, but we've got to see it happen. Cal Parker and the other kid they picked up in the whose name escapes me as we speak right now, the kid from UT San Antonio, he can really add a lot to that room, and that's just guys that got in the portal. But then you throw in Chris Henry Jr., for example, and Brock Boyd, the surprise, I think, to everyone except maybe Brian Hartline and those guys who believed in him when they recruited him as a 3-star out of South Lake Carroll High School in Texas. It has the potential to be very good, especially when you throw Brandon Ennis in there. Brandon Ennis could be the guy who could have the real He's already played well and made substantial catches even in the national championship run 2 years ago. But if Brandon Ennis steps up and becomes everything you think he could be, then this room has a chance to be right up there with any of the others in that respect. But you still got to see it happen. And so I'm as curious as everybody. The way I understand it, Brock Boyd's had a hell of a summer, for example. Chris Henry Jr. has too. And the funny thing is, you weren't hearing a lot about Chris Henry Jr. In spring until the spring game, and all of a sudden he and Tavian St. Clair hooked up. And the next thing you know, that's who you're talking about. Of course, that was against very basic, limited coverage kind of situations and things. But all you got to do is look at Chris Henry Jr. and go, man, this guy has got the goods. Like I've told you, Tito, if they were filming a movie about Jeremiah Smith right now, and Jeremiah Smith was starring in the movie, Chris Henry Jr. could be his stuntman.
That's outstanding. Can you stick around for one more segment?
Well, yeah. As long as the check expands as I do that, yes, absolutely I can.
You will get whatever you normally get times 2, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Tim Bay joins us in the next segment as well. We'll keep this talk going with Ohio State football as we get closer to the start of the season. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. For people with nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, or allergies, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination to treat your problems for good? Welcome to Advent, your one stop for breathing and sleep relief for over 20 years. Unlike other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for these effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $707 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $707 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $50 Millionaire Blowout Scratch-Off for a shot at $1 million instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch-Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Save big money on everything you need at Menards. Your roof is the first line of defense against the elements, and it enhances the appearance of your home's exterior. Owens Corning Duration Shingles offer ultimate protection and impressive curb appeal. Choose from 26 stylish colors and transform your home today. Shop our selection of roofing products on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8/3.
Retirement from football hits everyone differently. For DeVere Posey and Dane Sanzenbacher, it means sitting around watching sports clips on the internet and arguing about them. Search for Didn't Catch That on YouTube and subscribe.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Host of the Tim May Show on Fan Stream Sports. Tim, what was your first season covering Ohio State football? What year was it?
1984, but I was around stuff before that. But 1984 is when I became the, whatever you want to call it, full-time beat writer for the Dispatch, Columbus Dispatch.
Columbus Dispatch, yes. And if I'm doing my math correctly, that's like 42 years ago. What are the most significant differences in practices now versus your first year there?
In practices?
Yeah, like when you're watching, the way practice runs, the way it's executed, and you see it going on out there. What are some of the bigger differences between 84 and 26?
A lot more hitting in 84 and a lot more practices. They had 2-a-days. When John Cooper showed up, they went to a 3-a-day format, which, man, I felt so sorry for those dudes. The practices weren't all 2-hour practices in the 3-a-days, but they were significant. And preseason camp was a grind. And now you got to remember, back then, preseason camp was all about getting the team in shape. Now, as you well know, the off-season workout program run by Mickey Marotti and things, and this changed quite a few years ago, a couple of decades ago, but has really gone wholesale in the last 10 to 15 years. But the off-season program keeps these guys near peak condition basically all year through the summer. They're lucky to get 2 weeks off in a row, and even then I think you're expected to work out because you don't want to show up, with your tongue wagging after the first practice after a long week or something, a long week off. So that's been the difference. One of the big differences is these players show up in shape. The symbolic, and I think they still do it, the symbolic ceremony they have where Mickey Marotti hands the football team over to Ryan Day, and before that to Urban Meyer, which is now they're ready for camp, coach, with a big team meeting and stuff. Is pretty interesting. But they pretty much stay ready for camp for the most part all year long, and that's been the biggest difference is they're not worked as hard, and you have to have so many days, a couple of days off every week and you can't have what? I think you can't have more than you can't have one day of full contact and then have another day of full contact. I think you have to have at least a day in between full contact and shell pads. I may be wrong on that now because those things have changed several times in the last few years and stuff. But it's pretty much to protect the player from just grind them out kind of practices. But in the meantime, though, when Ohio State has full contact practice, Ryan Day and staff, the only way you can't simulate football. You can only do football by playing football. And so you got to kind of get a measure of where your team is in terms of playing real football. But, I mean, they're very careful now about not taking guys to the ground, not hurting your own quarterback, right on down the line. So, the real acclimatization happens for a starting quarterback usually on most major college teams in the first game they play every year because you don't want to lose that guy just trying to prove a point. So that's been it. And, there are so many ways these players are taken care of too, from the cold tub plunges to everything, all kinds of gizmos they've got to keep players feeling as fresh as possible through preseason camp. But preseason camp is still a grind only because it's long. No matter how short it is, it's still long without playing an actual football game.
Well, Tim, training camp does get underway this week at Ohio State. I believe tickets are on sale now. We're going to have some shows out there, but I believe you're going to be out there as well. What are some of the biggest things that you're interested in seeing later this week at training camp?
Yeah, I talked about this with Doug Maurice. He was on the Bill and Doug show. He's on my podcast the end of this week, and we talked about several things, but one of which is I want to see who runs out there with the first team offensive line in the first practice, or who's working with the first team offensive line. How do they have it arrayed? Because as Ryan Day indicated, even in Chicago, that's still a little bit of how are we going to rearrange things to put the best five on the field? And, I think we all believed that Austin Serveld was going to be making that move from left tackle to right guard. We saw him do that early in the spring, and then he got banged up and had to have a little scope surgery and wasn't available basically the last half of spring ball. And Philip Daniels got banged up a little bit too, if I remember correctly. So you weren't really able to see that true five that you may see at Texas on September the 5th. You didn't get to see that late in the spring. So I'm most curious about that lineup because that will drive everything else that happens for this offense. This offense, I'm on record as saying this many times, this offense is poised to be one of the more lethal in the nation, if not the most lethal in the nation, with everybody it's got back. I know they're replacing two really good tight ends, but I think they got tight ends that can play. And then at wide receiver, you got the best wide receiver in college football, along with Brandon Ennis back and Chris Henry Jr. possibly stepping up, Brock Boyd showing what he's about, Devin McEwen, the guy whose name I couldn't remember a while ago, but it just popped into my head. You know how that goes when you're 72. Transfer from UT San Antonio. And then Kyle Parker, I'd kind of like to see a little bit more of him as preseason camp goes along to really make a sort of a judgment on him and what he can do. And then at the running back room, you didn't see any of the top running backs in spring ball, and including because of coming back from little touch-up surgeries, et cetera, including Bo Jackson and Isaiah West, who, in my opinion, were really the top two running backs at the end of the year last year, as far as I was concerned. And then Turbo Rogers, who we've seen very little of since he showed up a year ago. You want to see what he can do. But really, and I even asked Ryan Day about this guy again at Chicago, Legend Bay, his name seems to fit what he could be based on the way Carlos Loughlin talked about him during the spring last year, and he got banged up during the spring and we didn't get to see him in the spring game, for example. But there's a guy that could, maybe be used a little at wide receiver, a lot at running back, all kinds of ways. I'm sure Arthur Smith, is champing at the bit to see what that guy can do and how do you fit him in. And the reason I'm bringing this up is only because what we see, for example, at Texas is not what you're going to see when they go to like Iowa, or they take on Michigan at the end of the year. And I'm not talking about whether injuries set in or not. You're going to have some guys playing their way into more and more vital time is what I would call it on this offense, and it could really, really go places.
Tim, we appreciate the time as always. We're hunkered in the bunker here. Are you going to be able to play golf today? Is it raining yet or anything? We good?
Well, we're supposed to play a scramble in Johnstown at 2, and in Johnstown at Clover Valley. And right now the forecast calls for 100% chance of showers, possible thunderstorms. So I think right now I'm interested in where that's going to happen and how do I get my money back.
That's important. You're right. Yeah. Appreciate that, Tim. Thank you so much, bud. I will talk to you soon, man.
Hey, we didn't talk any basketball with Jacob, but that's too bad. We'll do that next time.
Absolutely.
All right, Tim. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much,
See you,
buddy.
fellas.
That was Tim May there, host of the Tim May Show on Fan Street Sports. Check it out. 3 times a week he does a show out there. He's got a revolving cast of characters come on. Always good stuff, though. He does have his finger on the pulse. I wanted to ask, do you think anyone's ever asked Tim May for his autograph?
I would think so.
I bet someone has at some point.
I would think so.
I don't know. He's been doing this for 90 years. I'm sure someone has at some point.
You're absolutely right. Yes. Someone I think does at some point. You're right.
Statistical likelihood.
Yes. And he's great, man. He's built up so many great relationships. And I've known Tim since, I don't know. Well, I've known Tim probably 28 years. And the first time I met Tim May, I've said this before, was I was covering a crew game at Ohio Stadium for the Tampa Tribune. I was a stringer. And Tim was covering for the Dispatch early on. And neither one of us knew a damn thing about soccer. But that was one of the most fun times I've ever had in a press box. Hey, Tito, what we write about if no one else scores? If it's Neil, how are we going to write a big story about that? He was awesome. Anyway, coming up next, during every break, you don't see it, I don't think, but Rhymer asked to talk about college basketball and bugs me about it. So fine, Rhymer, we are going to talk basketball next. This is Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, or gutters, trust matters. That's why homeowners across Central Ohio have voted Newman Roofing City Scene Magazine's best roofing company 5 years in a row. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over... probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay. Next up is the Falcon. Oh, all right. Oh, great. Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest. Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex.
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
I'm Nate Puderball with their sports update. Baseball action last night saw Sal Stewart blast 2 homers and drive in 4 runs to lead the Cincinnati Reds past the Pirates 8-7. That series continues this evening at 6:40 with Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds taking on Braxton Ashcraft. Catch all the action right here on The Fan. The Arizona Diamondbacks scored 4 runs in the 8th inning to blow past the Guardians 4-1 last night in Cleveland. Cleveland drops to 3 games back in the AL Central. They square off again tonight at 7:15 with Parcer Messick taking on the Diamondbacks' Cole Drake. Columbus Crew SC are in action tonight. They're in Florida to take on Inter Miami. Kickoffs at 7:30. In Detroit, it's the Rocket Classic at Detroit Golf Club. There's a 3-way tie atop the leaderboard heading into the weekend with Cameron Young, Patrick Cantley, and Patrick Fishburne at 10 under. Matt Wallace and Ricky Fowler sit just a stroke back with over a dozen more golfers within 3 strokes. Breaking sports news by Evans and the Fan, Ohio Sports Destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Tito, Jacob, Nate back there. Thank you to Tim May for sticking around for 2 segments. Today we had the golf thing to go to today, but maybe rain's going to get in the way of that. Anyway, college basketball. And I think that Rhymer is... Look, we're in sports media. We are... supposed to be, a lot of times, impartial, unbiased, all those things. But we are still sports fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you told me before in the break is something that a lot of sports fans do, especially if you're really like super much in love with that sport.
Yeah.
And you mentioned how you probably get inappropriately excited.
Yes.
Boy, that sounds like a bad phrase to use.
It's true.
Well, first, whoa, hang on just a second.
Okay.
Todd Fowler's listening. Let's be careful. You get overly
sound effects.
I should have said overly excited. Inappropriately excited. That right there is an HR situation.
But the fact you said I do. It's inappropriately excited about college basketball.
Nonetheless, okay. Yeah, anyway, each his own. We've all got our own weird fetishes. There we go. There. And you said how sometimes the exhibition season. We know Ohio State's playing in Puerto Rico, tomorrow and Monday.
Yep.
In some exhibition games against, they say, select Puerto Rican team or Puerto Rican select teams.
Mm-hmm.
Much different. Anyway, and so you mentioned you go onto websites, you'll see streaming things and that are... like you mentioned, what was it? Vanderbilt,
Purdue was playing there. They were on a Canada trip a couple weeks ago and had like a 4-game exhibition series against a bunch of Canadian teams. And I was getting very excited, overly excited about what Purdue has.
Excited.
Yeah, and
overly excited about things he was streaming.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Goodness.
What are you doing? Are you watching more college basketball? You're supposed to be watching Nora.
But then last night, Arkansas, they're on a Bahamas trip, and I was already excited about Arkansas basketball going into this season because they have a 5-star freshman, typical of Cal, to have a 5-star point guard, Jordan Smith Jr., who's going to be one of the best guards in the country next year.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back a few pieces, had a strong transfer portal, and they absolutely crushed the Bahamas national team last night, like beat them by like 40 or 50. And just the way that Arkansas looked, I was like, man, they looked like they could compete for a national championship, which they still could.
Right.
But here in August now, watching the game in July, and I'm just like, that might be a little too much right now. But like, that's just how I feel. Like I'm excited about the product that I'm watching.
do you go the other way with it sometimes? Let's say Arkansas would have been like in a tight game with the Bahamas.
Yes.
Would you have written it off as just say, it's just an exhibition? Or would you have said, would you have this? Because you sound like you think Arkansas based on what you saw. Again, I know it's exhibition. I know it's July. And
if there were glaring holes, I would have been. Like if they were getting dominated on the boards or their perimeter defense didn't look as good and a guard was absolutely torching them or something like that, then I could have been like, okay, like that's something to monitor. And how that, like, could that hurt them in the long term if the perimeter defense isn't still there by the start of the season? Like if it's not, doesn't look this bad, or if they're competing better on the glass or something like that, it would have been something to monitor. But for how good it looked, it's the complete opposite. Like I'm very excited about Arkansas.
And Ohio State stuff not being streamed anywhere, right? Down in Puerto Rico?
Sounds like it, yeah.
That's too bad. I know that Jardy's down there, and Jardy's great, and he'll give you reports on what he sees and all of that. And I know that the game against Butler, that's going to be open to the public, right? The exhibition game?
It's in
and
the
then
shop.
they have a second one that's like a private one.
Well, the Cincinnati game,
right?
That's going to be played at the Cincinnati Open, the home at the tennis courts. That's open to the public too. I think tickets just went on sale yesterday.
I think you're right.
So, and that doubleheader, the Care Source Invitational, so that's their second exhibition. And I don't know if they'll do some still like.
I think
they
said there'll be a third. I think they still said there's going to be a third one. Yeah,
or whatever.
There will still be a super secret one against somebody.
Right, and so but those are the two I think main ones on their schedule is the Cincinnati one and then Butler at the end of October.
I saw somebody put, I think Ohio State was 8th in the Big Ten last year, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 8th in the Big Ten last year. And what is their ceiling and what is their floor for the upcoming season? And I tend to think their ceiling is 5th in the Big Ten.
Yes.
And I think 8th is their floor. I don't think they'd finish lower than 8th this year.
I think I agree with that.
And so, and I know that Lenardi has done a bracketology for a while now. I don't think he has, at least. But last I saw, Ohio State is a 9
He doesn't
seed.
have to do one right now.
He does, but the last one, he had Ohio State as a 9 seed. And I would be very disappointed if Ohio State's a 9 seed.
I would be too. I would think that they would take a step and be, I would say like that's probably, to me, is their floor is an 8 or 9 seed in the tournament, the NCAA tournament. I would think that they could maybe get up into that 4 or 5 game as a ceiling. I don't know that they can get quite to a 3 seed.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
It'd be really nice if they could. But I pulled this up real quick. John Rothstein, the CBS College Basketball Insider, put out his Big Ten preseason power rankings, and he has Ohio State 7th.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. He goes Illinois, Michigan State, Michigan, USC. I'm high on USC this year too. UCLA, which I find very interesting. They've got a really stud international guy that's going to have to play in college for 2 years, and I believe his name is Nikola. I can't now. I was so high on it now. Now I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. But they're a bunch of pieces jumbled together. So I don't know that I could quite get on them at 5. I think that would be interesting. Then Purdue at 6, and then Ohio State at 7. I think looking at this, I think their ceiling could be 4 in the Big Ten.
Really? Could get up to 4. Wow.
Because I think they're very competitive with USC, UCLA, and Purdue. I feel like they're all very even right there.
Can you look it up for me on that side, Nate? Is competible a word? Because I think he just made up a word there. And I think he meant to say comparable.
Yeah.
But he did say competible. I don't think competible is an actual word.
I'm talking fast. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I love the enthusiasm. I got overly excited.
Competible is most likely an accidental misspelling of compatible.
Okay, compatible. But he was saying comparable. Comparable is what he was trying to say. Okay, that's fine.
Now I'm sweating.
No, don't sweat. It's okay. I'm just saying. Look, honestly, like my insecurities, I wondered if his word I should have known. So now I feel better about that. I got the thing right with Larry Fitzgerald. Now I got competible right. I'm 2 for 2. Hey, that's a good day. Like Jim Valvano, that's a heck of a day. That's what that is right there. In Ohio State's thing, by the way, where they finish the Big Ten, let's say they do finish 7th, whatever, 6th.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously have a chance to make up some ground on their seed based on how they do in the Big Ten tournament then. And it feels to me like they've got enough depth this year, especially in the backcourt.
Absolutely.
If everyone stays healthy, I think the backcourt depth is going to be a huge benefit for them when it gets to the Big Ten tournament.
Yes, I agree. And by the way, the name is Nikola Kustrika for UCLA.
traditional spelling.
Name to monitor. But no, I agree with you. I think from what I've seen in practices, the bench is going to be significantly better. They were awful, one of the worst teams in the country, and the guards, Jimmy Williams, Curtis Givens III, like those guys are going to be nice pieces off the bench that are going to give them a boost of energy. I did have 3 things that I wanted to hear about from the trip to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And those are how Mobley and Justin Pippen look in the backcourt together.
Right.
They've looked nice in practices. They've like the energy together, how that chemistry looks has looked really good in practices. How does that translate? Does Mobley's leadership and defensive energy also translate down in a live game setting? Like, I know it's an exhibition. It's against the Puerto Ricans.
Right.
And how is it's not a live game, but you're treating it like a live game.
Sure.
It's not against your teammates. It's not scrimmaging against them.
Right.
So I'm anxious to see how that is. What is Anthony Thompson's confidence level? What does that look like? Is he shooting the ball a lot? Is he shooting at a good percentage? Does he look comfortable out there? I think that'd be for a 5-star freshman. I feel like he can compete with Amari Bynum to be the number 2 option on this team behind Mobley, and he should as a 5-star as well.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see what that turns out. And then does anyone in the front court try to separate themselves? Does Ojanwuna kind of look like that physical monster?
Right. That's a big one. Yeah.
Or does Yelovich kind of come in and just kind of take over that starting spot and kind of run away with it, do a bunch of other things? Then Ojanwuna and Nagovin are the guys coming off the bench to be a key role pieces there for them.
You guys have both seen the video by now of the Bison throwing that old guy up in the air, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Would you have viewed that differently and maybe laughed more if that old person was, in fact, Mick Cronin? I think I would. I'm not saying I wish that upon him, but I think that I would laugh at that video more if it was him that got thrown in the air by a bison.
I think I would too.
Right, fair enough. We're on the same page then. That's fine. Coming up next, Browns head coach Todd Monken talked about the QB situation. To quote the great Todd from Wedding Crashers, what exactly is our situation, Dad? We'll do that next. Fan Sports Saturday.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Berm, we're a couple weeks from training camp, which means every freshman looks like a future All-American. Every position battle has 6 winners, and everybody is supposedly in the best shape of his life.
July. The undefeated season of optimism.
I understand why the players are excited. Camp means the waiting is over. You get the plan, your reps, your coaches, and finally find out what all that work can become.
Honestly, that's what starting Awaken 180 felt like for me, minus the dorm room and somebody blowing a whistle at 6 a.m.
You stop talking about what you're going to do and start seeing results.
I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, and the inflammation and psoriatic arthritis pain in my knees and other joints dropped dramatically.
I lost 50, then another 5 in maintenance, all med-free.
And when you reach your goal, the entire staff doesn't suddenly transfer.
Free support for life, the backbone of the Awaken 180 program.
Have questions? Ask them. Type Awaken 180 in your phone and simply click to call.
Simple, just like losing weight with Awaken 180.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. We know that when you breathe well, you live better. Just ask our patient Andy.
As long as I can remember, I've had issues breathing through my nose. Since starting this journey and having this procedure done, day-to-day life has just gotten better. I'm able to do all the things that I want to do without having to think about breathing. I breathe through my nose. I sleep through the night. I don't wake up with headaches.
Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Best advice I can give anybody that has sinus, sleep issues, just get it checked out. Go in and have someone take a look at it. It's 100% worth it.
The Ohio Lottery's Powerball jackpot is at least $707 million. But who's counting? Everybody. That's who. Get tickets today for your chance at $707 million before the next Powerball jackpot hits. If scratching is more your style, check out the new $50 Millionaire Blowout Scratch-Off for a shot at $1 million instantly. Or pick up any Ohio Lottery Scratch-Off to put a little play in your day. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist? Or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. So take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down. Paid for by NHTSA.
Get Eco.
ECO. I'm Aaron Gaynor for Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians.
And I'm Jerry.
At Eco, if you call us to repair your air conditioner and then decide to replace it a few years later, we'll give you back the money you paid us to repair it, up to $1,500.
Wait, we're giving money back now?
It's like a few extra years from your air conditioner. On us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
So, Aaron, I'm no businessman.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I invented the MP1 and the MP2, and you know how far those got me.
I know.
But how can we give people back the money they paid to repair their AC when they replace it with us later?
I put the money in a piggy bank.
A real piggy bank?
Get Eco.
ECO. Okay, it's a bank.
That makes sense.
I mean, it is $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians. Visit geteco.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Buckeye football fall camp is coming. Will Julian Sayin take his game to the next level? Will Matt Patricia's defense dominate again? Join us live for training camp fun starting Thursday, August 6th. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, as well as happy first day of August. We're tracking showers and storms throughout the day today. Highs today right around 79 degrees and low 80s. We are 10 weather impact alert today for your Saturday just because, hey, there's a lot of outdoor events today and we want to keep you safe. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldridge, with 97.1 The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. It's Tito. It's Rhymer. It's Nate. It's raining. Oh, the YouTube thing, you walk right up there in front of the screens here shortly. You look like changing the channels. You got right up there in the camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a good look.
Fantastic. I'm not up to that.
There you go. It is raining outside. I saw that the tower cam looks like it's raining pretty hard out there. It's not raining quarterbacks in Cleveland, but there are some over there. There are 4 of them competing for the job right now. That would be Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Taylon Green. Todd Monken talked, and here's what he had to say about all 4 quarterbacks competing for the starting job with the Browns.
And I think I said it in the spring, is that everybody on the roster competes. I mean, you're in the NFL. I mean, equal reps doesn't mean you're not going to compete. Obviously, you don't have as many opportunities. You got to take advantage of the opportunities that you get. But you never know how it's going to go at any position. Minor injuries are a part of training camp. So guys go down, their shoulders a little sore, and Dylan comes in, someone comes in and plays well, or another position. Again, we have to divide the reps up according to the depth chart. In a perfect world in camp, me personally, I would prefer that 1s get 50%, the 2s get 33%, and the 3s get 17%, and somewhere the other guys got to fill in. can you always count on that? No. And so the more those guys you start to see them with the ones, then you can kind of anticipate there are starters.
Deshaun Watson has had some interception issues the first couple of days of camp. Sounds like Shedeur Sanders has looked better, looked pretty good so far. If your starting quarterback is Dylan Gabriel, your season's already over.
I thought I heard Bo Bishop say he looked pretty good.
If Dylan Gabriel is your starting quarterback, I believe your season's over. That goes back to your college basketball thing now, okay? Because,
here we go.
No, this is not going to be a jab. But, I look at it and think, Deshaun looks bad, God, it's a bad quarterback. It should never happen. It shouldn't be on the team, whatever. If you tell me Dylan Gabriel looks like, it's a fake. It's only preseason. I mean, of course, it's practice against the threes. What's he doing there? 3s and 4s, whatever it is. But it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out with the quarterback situation in Cleveland. I can't believe it. Dylan Gabriel might look good. I don't see, from what I saw last year with Dylan Gabriel, I can't see him being a viable option starting quarterback.
No.
Unless all you want to do is draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask is, do you feel a different level of approach for the Browns going into the season depending on who they go with? Like, if they go with Deshaun, to me, if they go with Deshaun, I feel like they're trying to maximize on what he has left and try to get some wins out of him and maybe make a push, even though I don't feel like the roster is there to make a push. But if you go with Shedeur, then you're kind of selling on we can start him, see if there's anything this year to determine if we want to go with another quarterback in this year's draft.
So what my take on this has been all along is the nightmare scenario for Cleveland is to not know who your starting quarterback is for 2027 when this season ends. Okay? And so, if you play Deshaun Watson the entire season, and let's say you go, and I say as a Steelers fans, let's say you go Pittsburgh style and go 8-9 or 9-8, whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe miss the playoffs, maybe whatever it is. No matter what, though, with Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, Deshaun's a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you've played Deshaun all these games and got you to 9-8, are you ecstatic about it because you still know about Shedeur? You don't have a high draft pick, and Watson's leaving. He's not going to say, you know what, I robbed you guys. I'm going to take a lot less money. If Watson leads this Browns team to 9-8, there will be people out there. It means he played well. There will be people out there that will line up to get him.
Yeah.
And how pissed would Browns fans be if the Browns paid for him again?
I think that's what I was thinking. That might be the most Browns thing, is if they go with the Shore, or they go with I just combined Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. Deshaun.
Yes, Deshaun. I know.
If they go with Deshaun, if they go with Watson,
yes,
and they're gonna get 8 or 9 wins,
right,
and then they're gonna be in position to pay him a lot more money again.
Or you're drafting middle.
And you're not in a good draft position.
That's what I'm saying. This is the Browns. If I think they are idiots for even entertaining the thought of having Deshaun as your almost. I think they are idiots for entertaining the fact of having Deshaun as your starting quarterback. If there was a team option, maybe.
Yeah.
Then it makes sense. But there's no way. And if you're a Browns fan, let's say he goes 9-8. Let's say you get to the playoffs and lose your first round game. Are you really that happy?
But yes.
Because you're going to lose Deshaun.
Okay, if you're going to lose Deshaun, then
he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Here's the thing. Do you want him back? Won't you feel dirty?
I think you would want him back because you got a fully healthy year of Deshaun Watson and he got you to the playoffs. There's potential there. There's movement there to believe that, maybe he can still be the guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he might not want to do it in Cleveland.
But as a Browns fan, I would feel, again, Steelers fan who went through the Roethlisberger crap, okay, I would feel very weird saying, man, hope we keep Deshaun. After all the crap that's gone on, all the stuff you gave up to get this guy, because then the next Browns thing that would happen is they would sign him. and then an allegation comes out, or he tears another Achilles. One or the other.
You know what's going to happen?
What's that?
They're going to go 9-8.
Yep.
They're going to lose in the playoffs.
Okay.
And Deshaun's going to go be your quarterback.
No. Don't even joke about that. We cannot have that.
I mean, there's going to be an opening after this year.
I can't believe that. That's why I think the Browns. Like, if I'm the Browns, I say, you know what, Shador's our guy. We're going to see what he's got this year.
You are fully in a rebuild.
Yeah.
Put your focus and attention on that.
Yes.
Shador's younger. He still has some potential and some upside that you can maybe build around. He showed flashes last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't all great.
Right.
But there's still something to build there if you're going into this year, and he's still a strong option for you to be the starting quarterback. I think if I'm the Browns, I'm starting Shador and just buying all in on that rebuild, building around him, getting all the draft picks that you can,
right,
and drafting well. That's the important thing too. You got to draft well, and then maybe 5 years from now, 3 years from now, they're kind of in that position where, okay, we can really make a big jump at this.
This just doesn't seem hard to me because, okay, you start Deshaun. There's several things that could happen, and most of them are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you start Sanders. You say, Sanders, you're our starting quarterback the entire season. If the Browns do well, say they go 7-10 and Sanders looks good, you've got your quarterback of the future.
Exactly.
If Sanders does poorly, guess what? You go 3-14 and you're going to draft your quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
The Watson stuff screws everything up.
I feel like this time next year they're going to be right back in the same position.
So do I.
Not knowing who their quarterback is in 2027.
You know, and let's say they start off, let's say under Watson, they start off 3-7, and then say, you know what, we're turning it over to Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the team may have given up already, so we're not sure if you're really going to see what you would see from Sanders if they're playing at the beginning of the season for real meaningful games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's a very, very tough spot to be in. And like Todd Monken, it's his first year with the team, so like it's just going to be a roller coaster. I feel like you're going to be right back in this position again, I fear.
We're having this whole conversation. Nate is over there being inappropriately excited just looking at Joe Burrow highlights.
It's nice seeing a quarterback that can complete passes downfield. It's wonderful.
He's got to stay healthy first, though.
All I could think of is I thought about the whole thing. Nate's not chiming at all. I see Nate just sitting like, I've got Burrow. I've got 43-year-old Rodgers, and who the hell knows behind that? I wish it'd be Will Howard. Will Howard looked good, I guess, in practice the other day, but Mason Rudolph's getting the snaps with the twos, but there's positive things coming out of camp.
I think it's either going to be Deshaun or Baker. For you,
it's not going to be Deshaun. I could see Baker. I could see Baker.
I could see Baker.
Yes. And I could see, I think Baker, and I'd be fine with that. I like Baker. I do. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he could be a good quarterback for Pittsburgh.
He would fit the Pittsburgh mentality.
I think so, too. And plus the fact that just the other added part of it, he could stick it to the Browns twice every year.
Exactly.
You know, that's the other part, too. It's like, no, I'm okay with some bitterness. Roethlisberger did it to the Browns after they passed him into the draft.
Yeah.
For a whole career.
It's crazy to me that the Bucs aren't, and like, I mean, Baker has showed enough to me to be their guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I know you probably can't win a Super Bowl with him, but you can be a playoff team every year with him.
Sure.
So like, why not build around that and give him the money, and then also give him some nice, because them losing Mike Evans, Vita Vea wants out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they're slowly trending into a rebuild.
Coming next, Tyler Danburg's going to join us, get his take on where things are at with Ohio State football. That's next. Fan Sports Saturday on the Fan.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Are you using chat to research your next home improvement project? Well, forget all the prompts. I've got all the details on a company you can trust. For replacement windows and doors without the hassle, just look up Window Nation. They're the real deal. Homeowners across the country love the one-day installation process, especially since Window Nation installers leave your home cleaner than when they started. This month, you could get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. That's a whole lot of savings on top quality windows and doors. And did I mention that Window Nation backs each window with a lifetime transferable warranty? That's on top of team members double and triple checking their work, from initial measurements to final installation. Reach out to Window Nation today to get the windows featured on HGTV's Designing Spaces. And don't forget, this month you could save 50% off on all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments until 2028. Get your free quote at windownation.com today. That's windownation.com.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Fan Sports Saturday. Let's head out to the Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. I've got a young budding superstar to my right, and now we have a young budding superstar on the fan guest hotline here. Tyler Danburg joins us. Tyler, football season is upon us. We, as I stated in the opener of the show, that we will every Thursday for the rest of the calendar year, there will be some form of a football game, be it NFL or college football. What is it about this Ohio State football team you are most excited about seeing?
Tito, Jacob, great to be with you guys. What I am most excited about is this offense. I think when you look at the weapons that is at Julian Sain's disposal, you know, hearing Jeremiah Smith say this week at Big Ten Media Days that this is probably the deepest wide receiver room that he has been a part of in now his 3 years at Ohio State. I mean, how can that not get you fired up before the calendar even flips to August? Because he's been part of some pretty doggone good wide receiver rooms, especially the one in his freshman year. So I think that a lot of weapons coming back. I think with the depth, you know, offensive line is going to be so interesting, and I think they've got a lot of different options for what they can do, and they're pretty deep. And then what the tight ends have to prove after a really good year and losing Max Clare and Will Kazmarek, but there's just so many options at wide receiver. And then Arthur Smith, how can he unlock even more in Julian Sain and get the ball to the many weapons that he's going to get to play around with?
Tyler, Big Ten Media Days just went on last week. You and I cut up a lot of sound from it, and I'm not going to take all credit because you did most of it. But what was the most interesting thing that you think you cut up or heard, from, whether it's from Ohio State or from any of the other coaches?
Well, first off, we did that together. We're in this together. It's a team effort. But I think the most interesting thing was how much love strength and conditioning coach Mick Marotti got from Ryan Day. And Coach Mick is such a key piece to the Ohio State program ever since Urban Meyer brought him over from the University of Florida. But as much credit as he's gotten over the years, you could tell Ryan Day was so intentional with the love he gave Mick, because really the weight room is probably where a lot of this team came together this summer. And with 51 newcomers, that is a hallmark. So I was really interested to hear Ryan Day say, quote, what Mick Marotti does in the summer and in the weight room, that's the backbone of our program. And then the other thing, too, was to hear more about legacy, the summer reading that Ryan Day chose for his team to read. I know in years past they've used texts such as chop wood, carry water. And I think to hear about legacy a little bit more, the story of the All Blacks rugby team was really interesting perspective to hear from Coach Day and from the players as well. And it's just one of those things, guys, that we've seen in the development of Ryan Day as a head coach. He's not just building teams, he's building a program.
Tyler Danburg joins us here on the Bryant Heating Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. Sideline reporter for Ohio State football, also calls the women's basketball games for Ohio State and the baseball games. And Tyler, when I have to believe if you ask any head coach, they will tell you they hope that a game does not hang in the balance and it comes down to special teams, but that could happen at some point this season. We saw it happen last season. Do you have more confidence in the special teams this year than what we saw last year?
Absolutely. And I think part of the reason why is Robbie Disher coming in as a special teams coordinator. I remember, last year, one of the things that we'll do for Skip Mossick's college football show, Jacob and Nate and I will cut up sound for the Big Ten coaches. And Brett Bielema would talk about Robbie Disher almost every single week. Just raved about him. And I think what was so interesting, too, Robbie Disher at Illinois, he was actually the special teams coordinator and tight ends coach. So that could be another extra voice as well in Keenan Bailey's room. But I think that bringing in a full-on special teams coordinator is just going to allow things to be streamlined even more. And it's another one of those things in the development of Ryan Day becoming more of the CEO. He's got another voice that can really take over an entire unit. Then bringing in Connor Hawkins, that solidifies a veteran presence, but also a guy with a big leg, great accuracy, and you can tell that he's got no pulse when it comes to game-winning kicks because he's got three game-winning kicks and of the 50-plus yard variety. Joe McGuire in the spring. Now, Joe McGuire has not had to punt much. He's had probably one of the lower punt attempts in college football over the last 2 years among starting punters. But, one thing that he said that he was working on is distance and hang time. And so if he can continue to be more efficient in the punt game, that could really be big because you can bury teams if you have to play the field position game with this offense and with this team. I can't imagine they're going to be playing many field position games, but they have it in their back pocket if they have to. I'm really excited about Connor Hawkins and what he can add. And then I'm excited to see who's going to be returning kicks. Obviously, Brandon Innes is coming back, and he's going to take some punt. He's going to take punts most likely. I remember in the spring, Jeremiah Smith was even getting some punt return reps. And then Dazee Jones, another guy taking some punt return reps. But then in terms of kick returns, I think with special teams, Ryan Day has said a lot of guys that make their big bones in terms of being great players in 3 to 4 year careers, they get their start in special teams. Can Legend Bay be a guy that makes his presence known early on returning kicks? Who knows? But I'm excited to see how that figures itself out.
Tyler, training camp gets started later this week. I'm sure you're going to be out there and creating a whole bunch of content for us here at The Fan. But what are some of the biggest things that you're interested in seeing this week at training camp?
I want to see who steps up in terms of the leadership department, who makes a big presence known in terms of voice. Jeremiah Smith has talked about building up his voice. We know what the returning captains, Brandon Innes and Austin Saravel, they're going to bring. Excited to see a little bit more of that on-field fire that Julian Sayin has brought to the table. Ryan Day talked about the different look that's in his eyes. Excited to see what he looks like in training camp. Number 3 for him, but number 2 as a guy either who has the starting role or is vying for the starting role. And then in terms of positions, excited to see guys where the offensive line shakes out. What are the combinations that they're using? Are they going to have guys repping at left tackle like Ian Moore? Where's Austin Saravel going to rep? It's training camp, so you'd have to think maybe he's kind of floating all over to see where the best fit is. And then linebackers as well. I'm really excited to see Christian Allegro because the last time we saw him, the dude was playing with a broken arm, and he had a cast on. That was one of the more incredible performances that I could remember seeing just in terms of guts. And he's also, a 6'4", 6'5", really tall linebacker who can play off the ball and maybe even come off the edge. So I'm excited to see how he kind of fits with Matt Patricia's system and all the linebackers, just given when you lose 2 top 10 linebackers, who steps up and to see Peyton Pierce in that traditional Mike linebacker role. I'm just excited. It's here, guys. August 1st. I mean, there's a different chill in the air. It's raining right now. It's a little bit cooler. So bring it on.
Tyler, another one real quick. I want to flip it to the hoops side of things because there was some big news last night with the 5th year for college athletes getting granted. And since you cover women's basketball as well, it's kind of some news for the women's basketball team with Tiana Todd looking for that extra 5th year. Well, now it sounds like she has it. Do you think there's a world where she comes back to Ohio State, and is it a piece that maybe the women's basketball team needs too?
Well, it could be huge for just the roster size, Jacob. I think what T brings to the table, and I know that, the numbers didn't really carry over from her last year at Boston College when she was 4th in the country in three-point field goal percentage. But, she's just a great person, great personality, a great person to have around, and maybe she can take another step. I think the speed of Ohio State's program under Kevin McGuff, it could be a little bit of a transition for everybody, and maybe year 2 in that system could be great. You look at the roster size just as a whole, and I think this is where Tiana Todd can make a big impact, is just, if she were to come back because of this new legislation, that puts the roster size at 11 and then possibly 12 with the reports of Sydney Mobley, who committed to Ohio State, possibly being able to reclassify. Remember when she committed and announced her commitment, there were reports of possibly reclassification, and that would put the roster to 12. That could be really big because they just have more personnel that they can choose from. But whatever Tiana decides to do, if she were to opt and come back for a 5th year, we're wishing for the best for her, and that could certainly be a big boost for the Buckeyes.
Tyler, I don't know when the actual official date was, but I know 1 year ago today you tweeted out that you are really excited to join the 97.1 The Fan and Learfield as play-by-play broadcaster for Ohio State women's basketball, baseball, and football sideline reporter. So a year ago you made that announcement public. I just want you to know probation year is now over, so you get graded a lot harder now, so you better be damn good this year again.
Thanks, Tito.
Tell her I have the same radio anniversary.
Thanks, guys. It's been an absolute blast working with you all, and excited for year 2.
All right. Gloves are off now. All right. Thanks, Tyler.
Now Tito starts burying him.
No. We're not going to play nice anymore in the sandbox. Hey, thanks, buddy. We'll talk again soon.
Sounds great, guys. Happy football season.
There we go. It's Tyler Danburg. Your anniversary is today also?
It is. 16 years.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, it wasn't a year. I know you've been here longer than that.
No, you're in radio 16 years.
Radio 16 years. I got you. Good for you. That's awesome.
Congrats.
I've got, because of my current past transgressions, I've got like 4 anniversaries here, I think, is what I've got. I am forever a contender for former employee of the quarter. So anyway, coming up next, if you go out to dinner with a guy whose first name is former Ohio State wide receiver, make sure they pick up the tab. We'll tell you why next. Fan Sports Saturday on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Anytime is a great time to give to the Salvation Army, and now through August 1st, you can donate to a Red Kettle Thursdays through Saturdays at participating Kroger and Walmart stores. Join Atlas Butler, Jets Pizza, and our volunteers to give a little, change a lot. SalvationArmyCentralOhio.org.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Every summer morning is different. Luckily, Tim Hortons has a breakfast wrap for every morning. Kick off your summer with the bold new steak and egg wrap. Start your morning fresh with the egg white and Swiss wrap. Or keep it classic with the grilled breakfast wrap. No matter what summer mood you're in, you can always find a wrap at Tim Hortons. Your morning happy place.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You know, there's two things I love about Window Nation. Number one, they're going to give you great value. Window Nation windows have a lifetime transferable warranty because they're quality. They're triple checked at the factory. And you're getting a great deal because right now you can get 50% off all window styles from Window Nation. Plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. The other thing I love about Window Nation is they'll get the job done in a day. And Window Nation installers will leave your home cleaner than when they started. Minimal disruption to your life while fixing those problem windows that you've been staring at for years. You don't need to use a chat program to figure out how to get better windows in your house. Just go to windownation.com right now. They're good enough for HGTV's designing spaces, and they're going to be awesome in your home, especially when you get Window Nation windows now for 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down and 0 interest, and no payments until 2028. I'm telling you, Window Nation is the real deal when it comes to replacement windows and doors. Get a free quote at windownation.com today.
Remember the old days when football used to have an off-season? Well, we at The Fan think that really sucked. That's why we bring you Austin and Berm, America's #1 resource for Buckeye football conversation, is voted by Fake Surveys Incorporated. Catch their daily podcast called The Beat and their breaking news podcast, Snap Judgments, as they broadcast live from Roosters on Mondays, and they come right to your house and massage your tender areas. They'll do it all. Austin and Berm on the Fan's YouTube channel and 10 TV+.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas, for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Either of you remember the show Highly Questionable with Dan Le Batard?
No. I remember it existed.
Okay. Dan Le Batard, very well-respected reporter for a long time, Miami, and does his own show and all this stuff now. He has a show on ESPN. It was a half-hour show. It led into Around the Horn and then PTI. And Le Batard's he brought his dad onto the show as a co-host. And his dad became more popular than Le Batard. He was hysterical, old Cuban man who couldn't pronounce things correctly, but was like hysterical and beloved and became a big part of their show. I think we're on the brink of doing that with Todd Father. I see Todd Father now getting all kinds of questions in the chat. It might be Todd Father, might be the new Poppy, was the name of Levitard. It was Poppy. Dan Levitard and Poppy. It could be, we may have to start calling the Todd Father Poppy.
No, he's always the Todd Father.
I'm saying he might be that guy, though. I'm sorry. I don't mean call him that. I meant just like refer to him that way.
I see what you did.
I think that the two of them are remotable. Or whatever the word was. I can't remember what it was now. But anyway.
Competable.
That's what they were. Sorry. Yes. So the final segment of the program. Thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thank you to Tim May. Thank you to Ya Highness. Go check it out. WeWinYouWin.com. He makes money. He shows you he makes money. He backs it up. You can see everything he does. He makes money. Tim May, him, and then also Tyler Danburg for joining us as well. He was celebrating a year here with the fan. Good for him. 16 years for our man Nate over there as well. Bobby Carpenter's birthday, and as I heard from you,
it's
Roy Williams.
It's also Roy Williams' birthday.
Roy Williams' birthday as well. Yes.
Yeah. Happy birthday to the GOAT.
Yes, for sure. And thanks to all the people in the chat for joining us as well. The Buckeye replay comes up after this. Scott McMullen's rally against Penn State from 2003. Do we ever have a Buckeye replay where Ohio State loses the game?
I don't think I've ever heard one.
Okay, I wondered if I'm not saying we have to. I understand why. I get it, but there can be great Buckeye games where they've lost, right? Can it be still a great game?
Right? I think the Clemson,
by literal definition, yes.
Unfortunately, the Clemson game in the Fiesta Bowl was a great game.
Georgia,
yes, that was a great game too.
Ohio State receivers. We just had a recent Chris Olave signed a 4-year extension worth up to $132 million, $90 million guaranteed. His agents, Drew Rosenhaus and Jason Rosenhaus, who are absolutely the Rhymer and Todd Father of agents, because I assume that's a father-son thing, Drew Rosenhaus and Jason Rosenhaus. Anyway, so he's got that deal now, puts him under contract through 2030. It is the biggest contract the Saints have given a wide receiver since Michael Thomas got a then record 5-year deal. School? I think he also may have gone to TOSU.
Oh, that's right.
He got a 5-year deal worth up to $20 million a year back in 2019. Wow. Over the last 2 years, JSN, Olave, Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin have signed contracts worth a combined $527.6 million.
And Emeka Ibuka is still on his rookie deal.
Yes.
Yep. And Carnell Tate just went 4th overall.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice to be it pays pretty nice to be an Ohio State receiver.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
We looked into this when the news came out.
Mm-hmm.
Beamer and I, as he called it on the Buckeye Show, did some deep journalism. And so Jackson Smith and Jigba, 4 years, $168.6 million, as you alluded to with what they're getting. 4 years, $132 for Chris Olave. Garrett Wilson, 4 years, $130. Terry McLaurin, 3 years, $97 million. We combined those four that got extensions. These 4 receivers have had a combined 34 different quarterbacks throw them the ball in their careers.
That's amazing.
And they're now combining for over $500 million.
That's an incredible stat. That really is.
That is a lot of quarterbacks. And this is, I think, since 2019, because that was when Terry McLaurin was drafted.
Came out, yeah. It's
so what, 7 years?
Yeah.
7 years and 34 different quarterbacks. And they are 4 of the richest wide receivers in the league.
And do you want to hear the biggest
They're still
nugget
getting
out of that?
these.
Not one of them ever played for the Browns. You think all the Browns quarterbacks they've had, you would think you play 34 just in the 7 years, then you'd have 34 different quarterbacks, but not one.
And it's amazing that the best one of the quarterbacks, you can maybe, like, athletic-wise, maybe Jaden Daniels, but, I mean, Sam Darnold's a Super Bowl champion now.
He is,
and
you're right.
Crazy, still crazy to say that.
Darnold's won 14 games in each of the last 2 regular seasons.
Yeah.
And so they go, okay, that goes to, like, in the system. Is it the coaching staff around him? Because it's not like, we talk about the Fickle being on the hot seat. It's not like Fickle all of a sudden forgot how to coach football. Fickle's a good football coach.
Mm-hmm.
Different situation. Made a couple other decisions personnel-wise he probably would take back. But, like, is Sam Darnold, has he always been a good quarterback?
You look a lot better when JSN is getting the ball.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Ricky Pearsall, speaking of wide receivers, you remember last year, Ricky Pearsall got shot in a robbery attempt.
Yes.
And this was like preseason.
It was like right before the season, I thought.
Came back and played.
Yeah.
Okay. After getting shot, he got Tupac'd. Okay. Still came back and played. Now he's going to miss this upcoming season because of a knee injury. How bad is that? If, I got shot, I could play, but now I can't play because of a knee injury. It sounds like it's just, It
sounds like a downgrade in terms of importance.
It does. Like, do you think now he's like, man, wish we just got shot again? It's like, think about it. Instead of a knee injury.
Did you hear about the Bengals tight end, Eric All Jr.?
What was his? Yeah.
He was in Greece on a vacation, and he got ran over by a truck. And he popped up and he said, I'm ready to go. He said it boosted his confidence for the season. He's fine.
I survived the game.
He's
What's a linebacker going to
do? Yeah, he's ready to go. Him getting hit by a truck in Greece on vacation, he survived it. He's okay, and is now mentally ready to go in the season.
See, how would you put that on the injury report for happened during the season? Like, it was like, so-and-so, it's like hit by truck, questionable. Pearsall knee, out for season. Pearsall shot, back in 2 weeks.
No, for Eric All, it's hit by truck, ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go. You're right. You're right. That's fair. Yeah. We have concussion protocols. Do we have hit by truck protocols?
No.
If you get blasted by a truck, do you have to pass some other kind of like neurological test or anything like that? Or...
I mean, I would think that you have to get...
I would think full body scan is involved here when you're hit by a truck.
I think it happened in July, and like he was clearly fine. He spoke with the media about it. Like he's at training camp. He's ready to go. Was perfectly fine from getting hit by a truck.
I can't. Wow. Any damage to the truck? Do we know that? Do we know what the truck? Did the truck say? Is the truck questionable? And is the truck on IR, or did they have to Barbaro the truck and just put it down right there on the spot with a bullet?
It might have. I don't know. I would be anxious. I want someone to put out a picture of like the size of the dent that he made in the truck.
Did he check if he could leap tall buildings in a single bound falling? It's that thing.
Yeah. We talked about Dean Cain, by the way. His birthday was yesterday. Played Superman in the series. Yeah. He also played, I think, like safety in college. It's like you'd think you'd be better than that if you were Superman, right? If all you do is play safety.
That's what I would do if I got hit by a truck and like I got up from it fine and like didn't have anything. I would just like immediately start testing my spidey senses.
That's exactly.
If I'm invincible.
Thank you, Jacob. It was a great show today.
Yeah, fun.
Thank you to you, Nate. Thank you to all of our guests. Folks, make sure you stick around. Hey, Buckeyes win against Penn State from 2003. That's next.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right